is on the air. Yay! Everybody, welcome to Drone Therapy, episode 7. Dan Sampson, Mr. Drone Worship himself, will be joining us a little bit later as he's on his way home from work in about an hour. Tonight, we're going to have a special guest from New Orleans, Mr. Richard Palmisano himself. So if you get a chance, his channel's linked in live chat already. And as usual, we have our therapist, Mr. Billy Kyle, and Mr. John Cuppi.
Hello.
Pass it over to Mr. Cuppi, and everyone from there on, introduce yourself and tell us what you fly and a little bit about what's going on in your life.
Well, I fly typically FPV racing drones, but I have a Mavic, and I love AP too, so I do both. But I definitely spend more time with the racing side of things these days, at least at the moment, anyway.
I am I'm flying my Phantom 4 Pro, as always. Got the Mavic and Spark. I haven't flown the Mavic in like 2 weeks. I feel like I'm like neglecting that thing. But I'm sure people know that I hate that drone. No, I don't hate it. It's all right. Ooh. But my next drone is definitely going to be the Inspire 2. I've been telling people that, and I've been saving up, so hopefully that happens soon.
Just one quick before you introduce yourself, Rich. I got to do one thing. Hey, Billy, have you flown the Bugs 3 anymore?
Yeah, and it's kind of one of those things I keep at my dad's house, and every time I go over there, I've got the battery on charger. I take it off, and I just whip around the backyard every once in a while. Yes. And so at my mom's house, they're like townhouses, and I feel like if I fly the Bugs 3, I'm gonna like piss some people off. So I keep it at my dad's house because it's got a much bigger open backyard.
Well, thank you.
You want to whip that thing around too.
And now I will pass the floor over to our special guest this evening from New Orleans, Richard. Give us an intro.
I'm Richard Palmisano. I'm from New Orleans, Louisiana. I have the Phantom 3 Advance, which I fly. The only drone I fly, unfortunately. It's all I can afford. I'm on the West Bank of New Orleans. I'm not actually in the city. I'm on the other side where the nuts don't live. The city. So, I guess I've been flying about 2 years now. But it's great. It's really great. Fun hobby.
Well, that's really cool. Something I guess some of you guys may have noticed that just came into the room. I've posted some links. I figured I would kind of hook everybody up since some of the stuff that we're talking about newsworthy, everybody's like, might be looking or want to check it out. So to start off the news tonight, at the very top, you can see that the Spider-Man drone makes the top 10 worst toys for the holiday season this year.
Really?
So I wanted to get everybody's input on that. It was kind of funny. They sell
Wonder Woman sword, Spider-Man drone land on worst toys list. What's wrong with the Spider-Man drone?
I'm actually going to check it out now because I forgot to check into that before we started the show. So I want to kind of see, I'm looking at it on Walmart right now. I kind of want to get an idea of
how much does it cost?
Well, number one, it's $75 first of all. That's already a problem, given what this looks like.
So they're selling you the name. That's what's
they're selling you the name.
Yeah.
Spider-Man drone. And it's probably like a $20 drone.
Yeah. And look at this. Okay, this is another really stupid design. Okay, so if you look at this drone, it's got all the props are pointing downward rather than the props are on top. I have a drone that is just like this, and that is awful because if you get stuck so easily on stuff and you can't get out when your props are on the bottom. Like, you know what I'm talking about?
Well, if you're looking at it, I think that it's for younger kids, and it looks like they're almost trying to like push the propellers as far away from, like, they're just trying to keep it as safe as possible.
Yeah,
like, it looks
I guess.
like that landing gear is kind of trying to protect kids from getting hit with the propellers. And something funny, I'm reading the caption underneath. It says that it's at a news conference during the World Against Toys Causing Harm conference.
Not my cup of tea at all. What the heck? Let me see. What kind of What kind of, is it an internal battery? Oh no, it's removable. At least it's a removable battery. That's a plus.
Proprietary.
I can't tell.
Yeah.
I have no idea. Look, I mean, this is just the kind of stuff that comes out when people want to make a bunch of money off a brand, basically. $75, something like this. We all know. I think most people who have been watching this show know that this is a rip.
Yes, exactly. All right, so
but it's funny.
The next thing in our newsworthy stuff that I scrounged up was Drobotron, which is basically a flying drone billboard, which is kind of a unique idea because they had told me something about, I think, John, you had mentioned it before, and it was kind of, not really running good. But from what they show on their website with this, it's actually doing the job pretty well.
Yeah, I took a look at it again, and it's kind of neat. I mean, it's a flying sign.
Yeah, exactly. A flying
sign. So my question, I mean, it's got to use so much battery, though, to do that. I mean, I
would love to know.
It's huge. It's massive, man.
It's like it's massive.
It's got to be like a helicopter. Like that's not even a drone anymore.
Yeah, like I mean, it is a drone technically, but it's like it's
because it's unmanned. It's unmanned and it's controlled from the ground.
Pre-order deposit is $5,000. Should we flip together some cash?
Yeah, I'm gonna say that we should.
I think I'd go inspired too if I was gonna chuck down that kind of money.
Wow. What kind of battery time y'all get on the Hubsan and the
interesting question. I personally don't have a Hubsan, but like on my B2, probably about 13 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're probably not going to get much more than that. I don't have a Hubsan either, so I mean, I can't really say. My first drone was a SEMA X5C1. I had the option to get the Hubsan, but I just decided not to. All right, I'm checking out the chat now.
I feel like I always see...
John, the flying sign is called Drobotron. I'll put it in the chat.
Why do I feel like everyone always talks smack on Hubsan?
Because... you know what? Here's the problem with Hubsan. I'm going to say it real quick. Hubsan started out as a really decent toy company, and then at some point, they... one person in our group likes to use the phrase resting on their laurels. They built a really good brand, and then they decided to just start putting out subpar drones for a high price, and they're just not as impressive as they used to be anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then everybody else kind of started making little copies off of them. And did you all see that link that I sent you about the little JJRC pup that's about to come out? I
did. I checked that out.
Yeah, it's basically saying that it's a dud, and I hate to say that. It looked really, really cool. But anyway, let's go ahead and move on a little bit. The next thing that I had posted was about how the International Drone Racing Association was going to start insuring the large events that they all considered that they would qualify to be under their large event insurance. Somehow they had worked that out.
Good.
Which was really cool. Yeah. So, and then now AirMap has hooked up with the FAA to start that automated authorization program that I had talked about a couple of weeks ago when we did the thing about to 107 or not to 107. So
I don't think we're going to want to talk about 107 again.
No, I'm just saying that the actual automated part of the program, a 107 pilot can use the AirMap app to get instantaneous authorization for the airspace that they're in.
Yeah.
They don't have to go through the 6-month waiting period and all that. They got it up and running now.
That's awesome.
Yes. And then about the last thing that I had found was we all heard about CNN getting the first waiver to overfly crowds. Now they have granted the second waiver to a company called Civitas Now. It's kind of a helium-based drone, so it's kind of like a big balloon with propellers on it. So it's like a blimp drone, I guess. I don't know what you would say.
Usually that sounds like a big target to me.
Yeah.
That's a big target, man.
So now is that waiver for flying over crowds? Is that like like a lifetime thing, or is that just a?
Right now they're event things, but they've had to prove. The whole point is this is laying the groundwork for future group and crowd overflights.
Yeah.
So, like they're limited to. I think the first one was for a 3-day period. This one might be for a 2-day period.
Gotcha.
It was. I just kind of looked for obscure stuff that I wouldn't expect other people to talk about drone wise.
All right, we've got some hate for. We got a lot of hate for Hubson in the chat. Words I can't say on air. I would get fined to say them if this was television. Talking about Hubson. Sean Brooks had 2 H501Ss, and the S tried to fly away. Yeah, I'll tell you the truth. My only experience with Hubson, believe it or not, was the X4 Star Pro, the brushed GPS model, and it was okay, but like you only got like 4 minutes of flight time by the time you got everything all set up and had it bound to GPS and everything. It was the most ridiculous drone I ever flew, to be honest, from any manufacturer really, because like by the time you had the GPS all set up and launched and it had a lock, your battery was almost done. You couldn't do anything. $99. $99.
Billy, I forgot.
Ron Brown, 501 Flyway.
What was that?
Ron Brown to tell you hello, and he wanted you to speak on the new limited edition Mavic that we found out about today.
Oh, not that Snow White Mavic.
The Snow White.
I don't know anything about it.
Yes, we now have a solid white Mavic Pro.
So I think I remember responding to a comment on my video today. So I think that it's just another ploy to get money by DJI, of course. And I feel like Apple kind of did this too when they came out the red iPhone after the iPhone 7 came out. But I see that I'm looking at the page right now. I see that it's actually more expensive than the regular Mavic Pro. It's $50 more expensive.
I guess they had a lot of that white spark plastic left over.
Honestly, though, seeing this makes me realize that I don't really think anything is coming for Christmas. I don't think there's going to be a Christmas surprise from DJI. I keep saying that, and I'm like, no way. Not when they're wasting their time with the Yeti Mavic here, or what. Come on. You know what's going to happen? Buy something like that, and then in the future when you want batteries or something like that, you're not going to be able to find the white battery. You're going to get stuck with the platinum or the regular gray battery. That's my first thought in my head is you buy that, and then a year from now, maybe 2 years from now, you're not going to be able to find that white battery. It's going to be horrible. I would never buy that. Never buy that.
But just think, man, you could get platinum parts, and you could get regular Mavic Pro parts, and then you could get Alpine White, and you could mix and match and accessorize, and you could even probably bedazzle your Mavic.
The Apple White, Ron Brown calls it the Apple White. You get 3 batteries with it. Yeah, I guess you get 3 batteries with it in a sense. Like, why are you going to need more than 3 batteries? But I don't know.
Yeah, I have 4 batteries for my Phantom. I don't use them all.
When I buy something like that, though, I get the idea that I'm going to keep it for a long time. I get the idea that I'm going to want to use that in like 4 or 5 years. And depending on how much I fly, the batteries, I might want new batteries after 3 years, depending on how much I fly.
Yeah, I've noticed no change in battery life. Like, I feel like I've never had to purchase another battery. But going down the road, I wonder how long these DJI Intelligent Flight batteries are actually going to be able to last.
Yeah, what is their rated battery life? How many cycles you got on your what's your highest cycle battery? I'm really curious.
I would have to check. I think that the last time I checked, it was around 60. But for the longest time on my Phantom 4 Pro, I only had 1 battery, just because I just never ended up buying any extra. And then finally, I bought some extra batteries, so it was just that 1 battery that kept being used and used and used. But now I don't even know what the cycle is on that one, because as you guys know, I have a different Phantom 4 Pro now, so it could be a totally different number on that battery cycle. Who knows?
Well, what about
interesting
Spark batteries?
Spark batteries, I don't know. I don't fly the Spark as much.
But I heard you had a Spark battery that died and they wouldn't warranty it.
My battery, I had a Spark battery that would stop charging, and it was weird because the two middle LEDs would stay like lit, and then whenever I plugged it into the drone would turn on, like the battery was on. So I let it to sit in the Spark, and I let it die, and I tried charging it, and it wouldn't charge. So I sent it back, and they sent me another one for free. It was like an exchange, basically. It was still covered under warranty, which was nice.
Oh, they did cover it then.
Yeah,
I thought they didn't cover it, because I remember Bill was telling me something about like.
No, but it did take a really long time to exchange. Like it was a month long. I had to wait for them to send it there. It was like a week for them to like send it back to me. It was whatever.
I'm still using the battery actually from the Standard when I first bought the Standard.
Oh yeah.
Like 2.5, 3 years ago.
It's the Rabbing RC drone FPV Wi-Fi GPS visual tracking quadcopter with 16 megapixel camera RC quadcopter. Yeah, I wasn't trying to shut you down, but I was like, this is a really weird looking drone. It's like a little toy job with, they're trying to do big boy with it. So I don't know.
What's the price on it?
$500.
Wow.
$500, man.
I take it has GPS.
So let's see what's going on in the chat here.
That's what I was talking about. He just brought that up and everything. Okay, so since Rich is already here, he was gonna start a little bit later because I've forgotten his time zone, and I think we may have gotten mixed up in that area, and that was my fault. But anyway,
quite all right.
Now he's
going
to work tomorrow, so we're going to go ahead and bring him in, and we're going to start talking about what the deal was tonight. What I saw it was when
German Evolution, New York City. Welcome.
Where, when, and how. So basically, we can start talking about where you pick a spot, like if you want to shoot, your cinematic aerial photography, or where you might pick out a spot to your drone reviews, and why you would pick out those spots. So let's start with where to begin it with. So Billy, where would you pick out if you're gonna say do cinematic photography, and why?
So I pick out somewhere that's unique, something that has like maybe like a highly photographed spot, right? Like I remember I looked up places to hike on the Appalachian Trail. McAfee Knob popped up, and that was like they called it the most photographed hike of the Appalachian Trail, I believe. And then from there, I kind of took that and was like, all right, well, I bet no one photographed it with a drone. So then you go and you photograph it with a drone, and I think that, like, especially if you kind of like have that really high traffic, like very popular area, and you add like drone footage on the end of it, then people will click on that because the drone footage obviously makes it look cooler. And that's another thing I do. Like whenever I go to these abandoned places, like I go to the high traffic areas. Like Centralia, Pennsylvania is a very popular tourist attraction in Pennsylvania because it's a ghost town, and just adding drone footage on the end of that is like going to get you more hits, you know?
Man, makes sense. But you can talk about being a ghost town and stuff like that. So you're saying it's not just where you get it, but it's kind of the name.
Kind of, yeah. Like I kind of try to go to the big areas, the most, I guess, touristy areas, and then when you fly it with your drone and you add that drone footage at the end of it, then people will be more likely to click on it. And plus, it's just cool.
That's cool. Hey, John, what do you do when you're like trying to pick out somewhere to do reviews and stuff?
The most important thing about finding a place to do a review is finding well, first of all, you got to find a spot where there really is no one around, because a big problem I have when it comes to doing reviews, even in the little field that I'm fortunate enough to have by my house, is if I go there and there's anyone around there, they can't help but come up to me and start talking to me, and I don't like to be rude, but then it kind of interrupts the whole review. So you really got to find a place that's completely quiet, and that can be a challenge. So I've learned basically what times people aren't going to be over there on average, and what times that they really will be. So I always know that, I only have this so-and-so window to be over there in that field to do a review on this day. So basically, yeah, find a place that there really is no one. Not just for safety reasons, but also because people can't help but come up to you and start asking a bunch of questions. I'm sure tons of people. Yeah, Billy, I'm sure you've had tons of people ask a million questions. Like my worst experience ever with flying a drone so far has been at the beach. I tried to take a beach video when I was in Panama City Beach a few years ago, and oh my god, I had like 5, 6, 7 people come up to me and start asking me questions. You know, how long does it fly for?
Yeah.
How high can it go? And then in the evening, I had this group of drunken idiots off of the balcony of the place that we were staying, and they were like pointing a spotlight on me, and they were like pointing a bunch of laser pointers at the drone, and they kept screaming, "Take it high, man! Take it high! Come on!" And I don't want to take it high. I just want to get the sunset. And they're like, "Come on, you pussy! Take it high!" And I'm like, "Go away!" So yeah, I'm a grumpy guy who doesn't want anyone around me when I'm doing stuff.
I mean, I totally get that.
I just want left alone. It's so hard. It's so hard. And when you're looking for interesting places to fly, that's really hard to get.
Okay, now that's what I want to ask Ricky. You're down there in New Orleans. You got all those cool places to fly. Do you ever catch any flack from anybody, or do they like give you a hard time for where you're flying, or have you ever gotten any trouble or anything? And how do you pick up?
No, I haven't got any trouble. Unfortunately, the only thing around here is a lot of, as you see in my videos, is trees and water. I have plenty of that over here. And if you're brave enough to fly over water, I mean, you have no problem with people having a problem with that, you know? Unless you're at a beach, you know. I don't have any beaches over here. I got maybe the Gulf Coast. I could drive 2 hours away to go get some footage over there. But far as the people, I really haven't had any problems, you know, anybody complaining. I do have some areas that I want to go get in the off season, and I think would be pretty cool is Six Flags New Orleans.
Oh, that'd be sweet.
After it's abandoned, it's shut down.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow, yes, really killer.
Oh wow, that would be really good footage to get. I'd love to see that.
That is in the making. I have someone that's actually going to go with me.
Live streaming.
Oh man, well, you know, I just started doing the live stream. This is my second one with the drone. Ron Brown could tell you. That would be great. And just hopefully that when I go to pack up, I don't have a out in the parking lot waiting to grab me, you know.
Well, just make sure you save that SD card somewhere.
Yeah.
Put it somewhere
the other shots I'd like to get is the swamp area in the bayous with the beautiful trees, the alligators, you know, and
the cypress trees, stuff like that. That would be cool.
The cypress trees. You know, we have some really beautiful area down here. You have to get the boat though, you know. I have that one in the making, and then I have one other that I'm going to try to get. It's is the Blue Bayou Water Park, and it's closed season.
Oh, you know? Yes. You know, that's something.
No people around.
That's another thing that I was trying to bring up in the subject tonight was, you know, when, and basically by when I mean is, you know, what do you need to do to make sure that everybody around you is safe? Because like Dan's not here right now, he's eating and finishing up with work and stuff. But like when he flies, if he knows there's other people around, he'll kind of say, "Hey guys, I'm going to go back here in this little corner over here and keep to myself. But I want to let you all know I'm going to be flying a drone and stuff." But he kind of goes out of his way to make sure that nothing happens, and that if he hears people approaching, he just lands the drone and waits for them to go by and stuff. And you know, if they're wanting to talk to him, but he always is safety first, and we always try to do stuff within the bounds of the law, just to be safe. And that was where I was talking about the win as far as being okay. And then the other portion, what was the what kind of software we used and stuff. So anybody, you all can jump in and talk about like what software you use or what safety precaution you use, and go from whatever direction you want to head from there.
Start with Billy.
All right, so I guess I'll just totally switch gears. Software, I got Photoshop for editing like raw. Well, actually, okay, so Lightroom I use to edit my photos, like the colors and all that stuff. Photoshop I use to make thumbnails for videos, and then Final Cut Pro I use to edit my videos. And I feel like I'm one of the only people out there that use Final Cut Pro. I feel like not a lot of people actually use Final Cut Pro, but it is.
Fanboys do. Oh, what was that? I'm sorry. Did I say Casey Neistat fanboys do? Oh.
No, I've been using Final Cut Pro for like 4 or 5 years now, and I used to use like a torrented version of it. That's kind of how I got hooked on it. And then I just went out and finally bought the updates so that I could keep getting the updates. And I think my biggest thing is that the render times are a lot quicker than on Adobe Premiere, and also it's a one-time fee. Like you don't have to pay the however much money it is per month. You just pay the $300 and you get it. Yeah,
that's. I have to admit that's one of the things about Adobe that I don't like.
It's very annoying. It's like after they switched to that whole Creative Cloud thing, it just kind of like put a sour taste in my mouth.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, I would much rather, I get a branded year software with updates, or like pay for a lifetime fee and get updates the whole time. But this is ridiculous to pay monthly for. I'm like, are you going to give me monthly updates every month to improve the quality of what I'm paying monthly for?
They're usually not monthly. It's usually whenever they come out with some sort of change to the software, and you'll get it.
Yeah, exactly. But that's what I'm talking about. Like on the Adobe side of the fence, you're paying for like you said, the Creative Cloud monthly for this and monthly for that. And,
yeah.
And I'm like, regardless of you can pay the yearly, or you can pay the monthly annual, or you can just pay the monthly. And I'm like, why? Just give me a media suite and let me go. Okay, so what do you use, John?
Well, I use Adobe Premiere Pro. I've been using Adobe Premiere Pro for a long time. So it's just what I'm used to at this point. It's really good if you're on Windows, like me. See, Billy's got a Mac. But if you're on Windows, your options are honestly limited. Windows Movie Maker is not an option for doing anything of any seriousness. So you have Vegas Pro, which I hate. I absolutely hate that. And you have Adobe. So I have Adobe. I think Final Cut Pro is really, really nice. My girlfriend uses Final Cut Pro to edit all of her videos on her Mac, and it's a nice piece of software. I would absolutely consider switching to it if I were to get a Mac, but I do not, and I'm not in Apple's ecosystem. I'm not likely to be anywhere near there. So if you're Windows, you pretty much have to, you kind of have to go Adobe. There's sort of no other option. You don't have another option. And, talking about that licensing thing, it's difficult. If you're a student, you can get yourself a pretty cheap copy. You can get yourself a pretty cheap copy. But after you're done being a student, it stinks that you can't just own it. You got to pay a subscription. So,
yeah, that's what I'm using right now. I've got the student discount for the Adobe Creative Cloud. But the thing is for the student plan or whatever, it only lasts for a year. It doesn't last for the 4 years that you're in college.
That's true too.
So it's like, it doesn't make sense. But
nope.
That's what I'm on right now, so it's nice.
Okay.
Yep.
Rich, what are you using?
I use one and only one, and it is Power Director 14. And the only reason why I didn't get the 15 and the 6, it has a couple of more features which I wouldn't use, which is the 360 video.
Right.
You can do 360 video with it.
That's really cool.
Yes, it is. But far as that's what I like, man. Power Director. It's fast. It's easy.
Is that made by Blackmagic?
Cyberlink.
Cyberlink. Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of a lower, it kind of comes packaged on a lot of your computers that you'll buy from Best Buy and stuff like that, pre-bundled. The software is really good. Like the most recent Drones Life that I posted here on Coast to Coast Drones was actually made with Power Director 15, not 14. But basically what it is you can, if you want to do something quick, you can pull in different templates from different sections. Like you have like 3 or 4 different action intro templates, and you can embed movies and videos and photos in different parts of those templates to create your final cut.
That's nice.
So it's really quick. It's really easy. It's got an audio editor and stuff built into it. It does have some minor color adjustments and stuff on it. So for a beginner, it's really, really great.
I love the fact that it's real. The price is just unbelievable.
Well, not just
for power, for
Dan is contributing, I guess, still.
Yes, he is. He's contributing in the chat
about how he does his whole channel and edits his videos from his phone using Power Director Mobile. So
wow, I didn't even know there was a Power Director.
He does everything that he edits from his phone. Plus, he runs like 90% of his live streams and everything from his phone.
That is, I'm telling you, I know there's probably something better out there within hundreds and hundreds of dollars, but for $65 is great. Plus, I get I forgot what they call it, Photoshop 7 or something that comes with it.
Yeah. That's cool.
You know what? I could see that. I've never used Power Director before, honestly, but for a lot of the videos that we do, I actually think that a more basic editor would probably suffice, at least for me anyway. I don't do anything fancy. I just clip stuff together. I'll add some basic effects. I bet you I probably could get away with doing it in Power Director if I sat down and learned how to use it. But now I'm
That's right, Dan. $7.
I don't want to switch.
Yeah, did you hear that? Dan that's what he's talking about. What was it? $7.50.
Yeah.
$7
is what they were talking about. Is that the mobile, Greg? Oh, 50, not 15. So yeah, for $50 you can get Power Director 15, which is last year's version. Still got loads of stuff in it. Lots of good stuff. And for introductory people that are just starting to play around with their footage and stuff, you can make, your introduction to your YouTube videos. You can make your intros, your outros. You can with really simple templates where you just stick in your video and it'll cut it up and produce something for you.
Yep. Real simple.
Really cool.
A feature that has gotten a lot better over the past couple of updates, I would say, is the auto edit feature in the DJI Go app. I don't know if you've ever checked that out. It's not my cup.
Checked that out.
Yes,
it's not my cup of tea. Like, I feel like it's like if you're someone who is like maybe doesn't have a computer, and if you just want to quickly edit your drone footage and like post it to Facebook for your friends to see, like it really does work out really well. But I think that if you're going to be like making like videos with other forms of video, like other cameras, stuff like that, obviously you won't be able to use DJI's auto edit feature. But again, I think that it's there for anyone that wants to start out.
Okay, and that was another thing that Dan. It is $7 for the Power Director mobile app. That's what Dan was just posting in chat, talking about how and he does all of his editing and stuff from his phone. And $7 to be able to do it on your phone is a pretty good deal.
I wonder if there's that for iPhone as well.
Okay, and most everybody that knows my stuff, I use HitFilm. And Phil Express 2017 is free. You simply have to go to the hitfilm.com website and follow their on-screen instructions and stuff. Basically, what they want you to do is you'll share on Facebook and some other media in order for you to get the download link to download the software. And it's really worth it. It does. If you look on Coast to Coast Drones down towards the bottom, you'll see a HitFilm playlist with some different creators and stuff on it. I will add to it probably after tonight. There's a lot of young creators that I've run into here lately that are using the free version and putting up some incredible stuff. And if you really want to get into HitFilm, then you need to check out. There's a couple of guys, HitFilm Sensei, and you need to go to HitFilm University. Jay over at HitFilm Sensei, he's a pretty good guy. He's got a lot of interesting stuff, a lot of quick tips and everything. And then if you go to HitFilm University, and you go to see Mike, he is very, very thorough, very in-depth. A lot of the intros and stuff that you see on my videos here, I have gotten from his tutorials and stuff like that on HitFilm. So all of these softwares and stuff that we're talking about, there's tons of different editors and stuff and tutorials and stuff on YouTube and other places that'll help you edit these videos and make all kinds of cool drone stuff too. And you were talking about the DJI Go app. How long is the auto edit feature? I was thinking it was only like a minute or two at the most.
Yeah, it's really not that long. So that's another problem with it, especially if you have a bunch of footage. And sometimes it can just like totally use the wrong footage, like the shots that you don't even know.
I've had some very funny
that ain't
auto edits.
DJI.
I've gotten a laugh out of it, if nothing else.
But again, I think it's like it's a good way to get started. You know, it's like you buy your drone, and I think that people, when they buy a drone, they don't expect to like the whole workload that you have afterwards editing the video.
Yeah.
Something that I used to do, and something that I've kind of gotten out of, is like when I first bought my drone, I would like hit the record button and then take off. So I would literally record the entire flight. And what I've been doing now is like I'll get my drone up in the air, line it up for a shot, and then hit record. And that's just made my workflow so much easier, being able to like find my clips right away rather than digging through the whole entire 20-minute video.
Yeah, exactly, man.
I did that when I first got my drone, and I don't even know why.
Then you go back and you look at, just like I was thinking the other day, I went back and I was thinking like when I first started doing my drone videos, when I had the Pro Mark last Christmas, that I was actually, you know, showing the lift off from the deck and then going up above the railing of the deck and then flying. Yeah. I was like, oh wow, here's like a minute and a half of useless footage that I got to edit out before I can do anything. So
yeah, like, you know, go ahead.
You just go back and look at your old videos, and like I'll look at like what some of the first videos I made. I'm just like, oh, why? Like, why did I do that?
Yeah, you know, it's funny you're talking about how when someone buys a drone, they don't to really get the most out of it. It's not apparent to them that, like, you know, you need a good video editor. You need to know how to edit. You kind of need to know how to edit videos. You need a computer that can handle the 4K. There are all these little costs that like people don't think about when they first buy a drone like the Mavic or something.
I'm sorry, I have to bring up one thing in the chat.
Bring it up, because I'm ready to
say.
Go ahead.
Productions, Billy. What is going on behind you? Looks like the set of adult film.
Oh, wow. What the hell? Yeah, it does, doesn't it? What was going on in the bed?
I was actually shooting a video on the DJI Osmo Mobile, and I was trying to get a thumbnail. So I had the lights there. I guess nobody's probably going to believe me, but that was the
thumbnail. Oh, thumbnail.
I have to ask, how much was that lighting setup?
$70.
That was
two soft boxes.
Humor.
Yeah, I'll give you a little look at how bright they are.
Yeah, let me see. I'm kind of curious.
Yeah, they're really good.
Because I bought some like $20 ones for my girlfriend. And I'm like, oh wow, those are unbelievably bright. Wow. Oh my god, that's blinding.
I'm getting suntan from here.
They're like blinding.
Yeah, they really are blinding, but that's good for photos.
Yeah, no, they're $70 and it comes with the pair, but let me tell you, it was a bitch to set them up. Holy crap. It took me like 2.5 hours to set them up.
Infinite Attitude Productions, I am giving you a sub for that comment.
That was awesome. Yeah. I have to admit, that was really good.
That was good.
And now we got to see him play with his lights too.
Altitude Productions, not Attitude Productions.
I thought I said Altitude. My bad. Besides, I'm already subscribed. Thank you very much.
I'm not. I have just subscribed. Awesome comment. That maybe will be the comment of the night.
Well, yes, most definitely. That was very good.
I gotta turn these off now.
Oh yes. Yeah, I was gonna say, man, you might have to put sunblock on if you kept them pointing that way too long.
Does the chat have any questions for anyone?
Yeah, any questions?
Does the chat have any questions?
Any questions?
Is someone in the room actually named Chat that's trying to speak to us? No, apparently not. Okay, you know what that brings me to? Oh, okay. What's the deal going on with the new SEMA GPS drone? And what was the deal that Donnie was trying to do with the copper thing and shielding the GPS from the?
Okay, I can kind of explain that really quickly. So
take your time. Go slow. Go slow.
The only thing you need to know about the SEMA X8 Pro is you don't buy it. That's the only thing you need to know about it. Don't buy it. It cannot be saved. It cannot be salvaged. No, look. See, someone suggested taking the GPS out and covering it in copper foil.
Can you see the guy? Can you see the? Okay, here we are. We're doing like a professional show, and they're all hunting for subjects, right? And they're all going, "What should we do? What should we do?" And we come up with a subject, and they're looking at John. They're like, "Key John Cuppi, let's hit him with this subject." And they're going, and the guy's over in the wings, and he's going like this, John. Draw it out, make it longer, make it longer. And he says, "I'll fix this really quick. Don't buy it."
Don't buy it. That's right.
I keep short. No, but look, Donnie made a really, really good effort to try to get it to work. I mean, I feel really bad for the guy because it was his first item that got sent from RC Moment. It's not their fault, but the SEMA X8 is just a lost cause. There are multiple reviewers on YouTube who have gotten it, and it is just uncontrollable for some reason. It basically tries to like fly away on itself.
Yeah, it was really weird.
It's dangerous. It's actually very dangerous.
Holding the controller up, showing that he wasn't touching anything.
Yeah, and it was just moving very, very bad. You know, SEMA's one of those companies that has really fallen from grace, honestly. I don't understand. Like, I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't say that. Were they ever really in grace to begin with? It's just their X5C1 is such a big model. I still like that one to this day, but ever since then, they just haven't been able to figure it out. They really just haven't. The X8HG would fall from the sky at random because of some barometer problem or whatever. Then they made the SEMA X8 Pro, the non-GPS version, which, like my friend Ryan, he likes to call it not auto landing. He calls it the auto crashing feature because when you press the button to auto land, it comes down like a rocket. Like, oh my god, he tried it multiple times in his review, and it just bam smashes it. Whatever it is, its descent is terrible. Whoever programmed that, they did a terrible job.
Well, it's like, okay, Stephen Merritt and Ron both made really good points. Stephen was talking about the X20 and the X21 minis being pretty good. And then Ron was talking about like 90% of us starting on the X5C. I started on the -1.
I started on X5C1 too. It was my first actual drone.
Yeah, so
and everything they've made since then has just been, you know, it's like all SEMA can do is put non-standard batteries on their drones and add features that don't work and have programming errors. I just don't get it. It's horrible. They would have been better off trying to stay simple.
My first drone was the standard, so.
Now, can you use the Phantom 3 standard battery with a Phantom 3 Advanced?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm actually using the battery that I got with the standard that I had a flyweight with. Was the first drone because of the Wi-Fi connection.
Yeah.
It was actually my fault. I was in a hurry. I was trying to do a waypoint flight, and I got to the spot. The sun was coming down. The mosquitoes would bite me. I didn't calibrate the drone. So I'm like, let's get this over with. The flight looked good. Kept going.
Well, I was looking where Billy had posted that.
Getting dark.
Saying that about the he's saying that he's going to have the Inspire 2 is going to be the next drone unless the P5 drops before that. So when are you expecting P5 to drop? Or wait, I guess the better question is, when are you going to have the money to buy the Inspire 2?
So I've got about.
Well, you don't have to. Just give us a month or something, or a year.
Well, I would say that I have enough money right now for the drone saved up, but then there's extra expenses on that, like the camera, the SSDs, the extra batteries, and I also want to get 2 controllers so you can have one person flying, one person controlling the camera. Okay. And I just feel like with the Inspire 2, I could easily make like 200 videos on just the Inspire 2, like how to use it. And I think that even though some people don't have the Inspire 2, like it's obviously not a drone that everyone has, I still feel like everyone would be interested in how it works. And
I'm interested in it.
I can never find anybody on YouTube that would post videos on the Inspire 2. Like if someone has an Inspire 2, they'll post one review video on it, and then it's like you never hear from them again, you know? Like it's like you see like their unboxing video, but then after that they never really post anything else about it.
Yeah, you know what? You have one of the best reasons to play with an Inspire 2 above anyone because of your channel. I will definitely check it out because you're right. If you try to find anything about that, people are not farting around with a drone like that. They're buying it for professional use. And they don't make reviews. You know, it's not hey, I just got this in. This is the Inspire 2, and wow, it's cool.
Yeah. I couldn't even imagine flying one. I saw someone like comment on my YouTube video like saying they live in New Jersey and they're like, oh, I have got Inspired 2 if you want to fly. And I was like, oh God, I want to take them up on this offer.
I don't know if anyone. I'm not really a DJI Go fan, as I am the Litchi app. If anyone ever used the Litchi app, there is a feature in there that is pretty cool called Litchi View, VUE. What it does is it allows another person with their iPhone or a tablet to actually see your flight.
Really?
At the same time you're flying.
I personally have not even downloaded the Litchi app, and I feel like I should really give it a try. But I remember
that's all I use.
After one of the updates, they said to not update the Litchi app or not use it because it was causing flyaways with certain intelligent flight modes. And after that, I was just like, all right, like I'm not even gonna deal with this.
People's Mavics were crashing because of Litchi, literally. I remember it was a huge thread on RC Group forums. This was, I can't remember when this was. Maybe it was March or April. And people were having crashes. And basically, DJI was like, nope, you use third-party software. Exactly. We're not going to warranty you. And I that's fair enough. But, you know, part of the problem is, too, Litchi uses DJI's own software development kits to be able to make their own app that even functions with their drones. And for some reason, DJI development, they don't test those SDKs well enough from update to update. And what'll happen is they'll release a new update, people will fly with Litchi, and something will go very wrong. So you really have to be super careful. And that's coming from someone like me who has their Mavic, you know, hacked into or whatever.
Hang on here.
I actually won't play with Litchi. I won't touch it.
Okay. Did you all see in the chat, Eric was asking about anybody using DJI Go to live stream to YouTube, and Rich was answering his question. So talk about that for a second.
Yes, I have. Matter of fact, I did this is my second one I did. I did one last weekend. Very, very surprised on it. I had to use, the only thing I was worried about is I was at the lakefront, and I had to use my tablet. I had to use my Wi-Fi hotspot off my mobile phone because I have the iOS iPad Mini 4, so it has no internet. So what I did is I hotspotted the Wi-Fi to the tablet and went live, and it was great. It came out really good. I dropped the resolution though down to 720. Extra, you know, make sure, and it worked great. I have a video on that. So,
have you ever tried to live stream from your drone, Billy?
I'm actually working on a video right now of like a full tutorial on how to live stream from your drone. But I've never really been put in a situation where I wanted to live stream. Like I feel like I want to do it at a really epic time. And I feel like the perfect time would have been when I was in California flying over those whales. Like if I live streamed that would have been epic. But I think that I've been wanting to try to find like an area that I could go and live stream from, but I just haven't found a good place yet. So I'm waiting on that.
There you go, Rich. There's you an idea. Do your like a tutorial video on how you live stream your P3.
That's a great idea. Great idea. Yes. The only downfall is you cannot look at the comments. Unless you open another device and go to your live stream on YouTube and look at the chats. That's the only downfall.
Yeah, we were talking about that
earlier. It doesn't even tell you how
earlier.
many people. Yeah, it doesn't even tell you how many people are actually in the room watching. You know.
Okay,
so I had my wife in there as a spotter answering all the questions, and she was at the house.
I think
that's cool though. That's nice.
I think I think being able to see like the viewers would be cool, but I think that comments, I would not even want to really interact with comments while I'm flying. Like I feel like I just would focus on flying.
True.
Kind of just like talk.
Yeah, good one. And another thing, like Stephen Merritt was bringing up in the chat, was Dan. There's some apps that are out there now that you can actually live stream what's on your phone at the time. So you could actually live stream pretty much from any drone that's got a Wi-Fi feed now, you know, that's coming through your phone, and you could live broadcast it to YouTube. So as long as you have streaming capabilities, you know, I'm assuming that you could live stream to YouTube, even probably through Google Hangouts. You could do a screen share or something that way.
Infinite Altitude Productions saying DJI Go 4 on Facebook shows the comments during live stream. Yeah, but I actually have a question. For those of us who have streamed to Facebook, does anyone ever have a problem with it just being choppy? The video is just choppy and pretty much unusable. I don't understand. I seem to have this problem with the Mavic, and I'm not able to shake it. I've tried doing it over LTE. I've tried doing it over Wi-Fi. Every time I try to upload to Facebook a live stream, it is choppy. It is it's just unwatchable. It's honestly unwatchable.
Did you say using the Lychee app?
No, DJI Go 4.
No, DJI Go. I tried it one time, and I think it was choppy, but I thought it was my internet because I live out in the sticks. So
no,
internet.
No way. I have 100 megabit here. There's no way it can be my internet. There's no way.
Okay, here's another thing too. Dan is multitasking, so he's like doing reports, finishing up at work, and still commenting while we're going on. He's like, that's why I showed everyone how to do it, so they could have comments and on-screen display at the same, or for everyone. So yeah, Dan over on Drone Worship did what, like 2 or 3 or 4, you know, videos explaining how to live stream pretty much anything.
Yep.
On YouTube. So anyone that's interested or confused or listening to this that wants to have an idea, then head over to Drone Worship's channel after we get done and check it out, because he's got tons of good videos. And since we're on this kind of subject where we're talking about how, you know, you all talk about that for a second, I got to do some real work.
Oh, I know what that's like. Well, when you work for yourself, you just got to go. You don't have a choice.
No, like I said, I used it one time, and it did lag on me. It was jumpy, you know.
Yeah, I don't get it. And it stinks because I really wanted to be able to stream to Facebook more, especially since I can try to stream to groups that I'm in, but it just won't work. I haven't been able to figure it out. I've tried everything. I've tried, I've tried different internet connections. I've tried over LTE. I've tried making sure that I'm nowhere near. You know, I think one of the DJI guys in one of the forums said, "Well, make sure you're not on your home Wi-Fi while you're streaming, because OcuSync tends to swamp home Wi-Fi." And you know, obviously that's what he told me. If you're on 2.4 and your home network's 2.4, OcuSync will swamp it supposedly.
Really?
But that wasn't it either. So I don't really know what.
But that's also with the Mavic. No other drone has OcuSync. So.
Yeah, and it does do it. It does. It messes it up. Because I'll walk in the house with my controller, and my dad's actually had trouble on his laptop. He's like, internet's going slow. I'm like, really? It messes with you that badly, huh? Pretty insane. No, it does. It's very strong. The Mavic signal is stupid strong.
I'll tell you what. While we're on this topic of Facebook sucks. I don't know if it just overall so
sucks.
bad.
Yes.
Well, they smash all the video that you upload. They just mash the hell out of it, so there's no point to it at all.
It's like when you go onto Facebook and you look at the news feed, it's like I don't even know what's going on. Like there is so much shit on the news feed and like just all over the homepage.
Okay, who hates the recent posts and older feature? Who hates that? Yeah. Who hates when you go to a group and you're like, oh, wait, I saw this days ago, and then they put an old thing that you've seen at the top.
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing there.
Well, something that I've noticed too, that if someone else goes through and they're reading older posts and they comment or they like, it immediately puts it back to the top of the feed. Because I guess Facebook considers it pertinent again or something, and that means that they're gonna, do it that way.
RC Fun Diversions, welcome. And Ron Brown is also saying they stream from Spark to Facebook without an issue. Maybe I should try the Spark and see what happens with the Spark.
Ron's got some really good pictures with the Spark too. So,
I gotta get my Spark out of its case and actually do some stuff with it. It's just sat. It's just sat in its case, and I've done nothing with it. It's sad.
Wait a minute. Now, when we have a classic comment, we have to bring it out. E-Drone said, Facebook has turned into infomercial super hell.
Infomercial super hell.
I thought that was pretty good. Yeah, that's another thing. E-Drone does a lot of like racing drone builds and stuff. As a matter of fact, I think
go subscribe.
A full playlist over on his page. You need to go check out. He's put it all together. We got a lot of the same usual faces and stuff. But please, guys, tell your friends and stuff to come in. We would like to have new guests every week and cover different subjects. Tonight, we're just talking about, like I said, where, when, and how. Just talking about what softwares and stuff we use, how we pick out spots, like if it's windy, what drone might you – that's something else. If it's really windy outside, you've got the aerial footage. What are you going to use? Are you going to use a DJI product? If so, which one? Are you going to use a unique product? What are you going to use in the high winds to get that?
John, what receiver are you waiting for? I haven't actually had the time. I have such a hard time keeping up with everyone's videos because there's so much content. I literally cannot watch them all. But I have to admit that.
I feel the same.
I cannot watch everyone's videos, and excuse me. And the sad thing is, sometimes I'll just go and I'll watch a video for like a minute, and I'll leave a thumbs up and a comment just because I want to support the person.
Right. Yeah.
Because they're a friend of mine. XM Plus. Okay. That's a good receiver. I just put that in the Dark Max yesterday.
Speaking of the Dark Max, anyone kept an eye on John's channel knows that he has had some issues with the Dark Max.
That was a private video. That was a privately uploaded video. I didn't put that out for everybody while I was trying to figure out the problem.
Okay, what's the deal with the Dark Max?
All right, so the deal with the Dark Max is I've actually got it right here. I've got the problem right here with me. Okay, see this? That's a FrSky receiver that supposedly comes with the bind and fly version if you buy this from GearBest to bind to your controller, your FrSky Tyrannus, QX7, Tyrannus, whatever. The problem is this thing is not a genuine FrSky receiver. And they don't try to lie to you. They don't try to tell you that it is. But I didn't realize it when it was sent out to me for review. So this piece of crap is called the FrSky Pro. If you can't see this on here, but if you find a receiver that says FrSky Pro, run far, far away from this thing. Not only is the range of it terrible, some of them, if you're lucky enough like me, if you get a bad receiver like this, it will lock up your board, flight control board, literally. This drone almost torpedoed itself at me while I was doing a hover test in my backyard. Because what happened was I went to do a roll and it jammed up. So it was frozen on that roll, mid-roll. So I was like, whoa. So you got to be really, really careful when you're doing stuff like that. And then I'm like, that's really weird. So I powered it up again and just did a hover test. And it was just dropping. It was literally the whole thing was just completely freezing and locking up. And I reached out to some people who are knowledgeable about this. And apparently they've also put this piece of crap receiver in other drones, bind and fly, that are out there right now if you get a drone from these Chinese vendors. And this thing is problematic on multiple levels. I was kind of skeptical that me getting an XM Plus, a genuine receiver, was going to fix the issue, but it worked. This thing flies like a dream now. Absolutely no problem. So my advice would be to read if you're considering getting a drone like this one, a pre-built racer from like GearBest or one of these places, read the description and see what kind of receiver they're going to put in it. Because if you see FreeSky D8 Pro, don't even bother. Just buy the one without the receiver. Save yourself like 10, 15 bucks. And learn how to put the receiver in yourself and get something genuine, because you'll just end up having a huge headache. It's really, really sad that to save a few pennies, they've gone ahead and are putting crap like this in the drones.
Very, very cool.
Well, so that's it. And always take the props off when you're working on your drone. Always take the props off. We had a user in one of the groups I'm in whose hand is all cut up and he had carbon fiber props too. So he had to go to the hospital, and his hand is sliced open pretty bad. It was bleeding everywhere, blood all over his computer screen too. So take off your freaking props.
Yeah, especially if you have carbon fiber props like me.
Hey, where were you during the Halloween show when we needed the horror stories? Anyway.
So yeah, basically FreeSky D8 Pro, stay away from it. It's a piece of crap. I will be mentioning that in my upcoming review of the Dark Max, which hopefully will be good.
Very cool. Okay, back on the subject of the Bugs 3. I wanted to, Billy, you said you fly it when you go over to your dad. So just out of curiosity, how good are you getting now? And when are we going to see some more footage of Billy flying the Bugs 3? And
so,
have you figured out how to trim it out yet?
No, I still don't know how to trim the fucking drone. It is like flying left and right. But it is like, all right, so it's gotten a lot better. And the thing that I always find myself being afraid of is like how far I can fly the drone. And I'm afraid I'm going to get too far and it's going to fall from the sky. Like, it's just going to take a nosedive.
John, doesn't it have like a warning that it's going to let you know that it's getting too far out of range before?
Yeah, it does. The transmitter is supposed to start beeping when you get close to being out of range. It has some form of telemetry in that it will beep. But I know you also experience that beeping because of the battery or something.
Is it the same beep? Like you'll hear the same beep noise? It's
the same beep, yeah, which is annoying. Yeah. But you know if your battery was. You know that if you take it way out and it starts beeping, and your battery was fully charged, there's no issue. Did you get that IMAX ordered and all that, or
no? I gotta take a look at that again, because it's ridiculous how long it took to charge that battery. It was like I had it charging for like 4 hours the day before, and then like I got home the next day, and like just before I flew, I was like getting stuff set up, threw it on charge again, and it was like dead. So
that doesn't make any sense. It sounds something's wrong with the battery or something.
It's probably the charger. You know, this is a good time to bring this up. These stock chargers are really not good, and as soon as you can get away from them, the better.
Yeah.
I sent a friend of mine the Bug 6 with everything, but he doesn't have a real charger, and I didn't even realize this until now. He's just been using the same charger or same stock charger from some other product. And recently, he took the Bug 6 out on a fully charged battery. He did a full punch out, and it dropped to the ground, and it was a mess. Wow. And I asked him, my first question was, well, what was the voltage on the battery when you took it inside? And he's like, I don't know. I'm like, what do you mean you don't know? He's like, I'm still using like a stock charger. I'm like, dude, you can't use that stuff. I'm like, what probably happened was the stock charger didn't balance the battery correctly, and when you did that punch out, the second cell was ruined.
Yeah.
So you gotta get a real charger. You gotta get a real charger. Yeah. Someone says that's how I lost my hubs in the stock charger. Stock chargers are death. They are.
That was something else that Eric had brought up that I had posted in Coast to Coast Facebook. Was I don't know if anybody had seen it. It was like the drone games. It was like where they had like drones with like daggers on the front of them, and they would dive them after balloons and
Holy
dive
crap.
them after cars, and it was unreal. But I mean, it was all in a closed set. But I mean, it was all stuff that like you would attack vehicles with drones, targets with drones.
That's crazy.
Really, really cool.
Someone says my Bugs 3 charger crapped out after one charge. Yeah, my Bugs 3 charger was defective from the time I took it out of the box. I tried charging it just to see how it would go. My batteries ended up at 4.23 volts per cell, so that was an overcharge. I'm like, yeah, I don't want a fire in the house. I'm gonna throw that away.
How are those drone batteries in cold weather?
I don't know.
Check out my video.
Billy did a video on cold weather flying today.
Really?
Yeah, I posted it yesterday.
Yesterday. Excuse me.
So the batteries will just drain more quickly, and I've noticed this a lot when like storing batteries. Actually, at school I sleep with my window open just because like it just feels so nice sleeping in the cold, and then I've got the heated blanket. It's like whatever. So I would always keep my drone batteries. Like I brought my drone to school one time, and I had it in my room, and I opened up my box, or opened up my drone box, and when I looked at the battery, it was like almost halfway dead just from sitting in a really cold room, and especially from storing it in my car overnight too. It'll definitely drain the batteries a lot faster. And during flight, you'll notice it as well. So I would just recommend not being like too harsh on the throttle. Just kind of be gentle with it.
Yeah.
For anyone that's kind of wondering why I'm holding this up here, I'm going to hold this up here so that John can explain to you while I hold it here, Mr. Kyle, how to turn your drone out so that you can understand the next time you fly.
Yeah, go ahead.
Once you get everything dialed in, you're going to have a lot more fun with that drone than you realize yet.
Would be intrigued.
Okay, so do you see the little buttons below the sticks, the little left and right? Okay, so the one on that side that he's pointing to is the right trim, and the one there is the left trim, and I think that one's that one should be the pitch or whatever trim. Yeah. So
that keeps it forward. If it's going too far forward, you're coming down on it. If it's going too far forward, you're pushing up on it.
Yep.
Like and over here, if it's going too far, okay, this is really weird doing it this way. If it's going too far to
you're trying to think about it,
and you click it to the left.
Yeah.
Or to the left, and you're going to click it to the right. But what you don't realize, you don't want to click it 3 or 4 times and then see what happens. You want to click it once.
And leave it.
What happens, and then if it's not doing what you want, click it again. Don't click 4 or 5 times, or it's just going to go wee off one direction.
So essentially, what you want to do is put the drone up in the air, and if it's not hovering properly, then trim it out, and then once it's perfectly trimmed, it should just sit there.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Another thing,
it'll never just sit there though, because it doesn't have something to hold itself in place. But it shouldn't drift so quickly. Is the whole thing.
And another thing too is, do you ever calibrate the gyros before you take off?
Not on that drone, no.
Okay, so it's everything is it's down like this, right? And it's over this way, I think, like this. Wait a minute, where am I going? Yeah, everything. What is it? Down to the right?
Yeah,
down to the right. Both down to the right. So anyway,
I never do that before I take off. I make sure to do that inside where I know it's level, because you don't know if the ground you're on outside is level. Like I see so many people do that. They're like, okay, now before we take off, we gotta do the calibration. And I'm thinking to myself, do you know that ground you're doing it on is perfectly level? No, you don't. You should be doing those things inside the house. Don't do a calibration, or you should be doing it on some known level piece of concrete or whatever. So if you have a good calibration, just
app on your phone that you can check for level ground. Really quick.
Good. That's actually really good.
That's what I do. That's how
That's good.
I'll just set it down.
That's cool, man.
You know, that way I know for sure that everything's kosher. But I always will calibrate before I take off, no matter what.
Really? I'm
Yeah.
surprised. I never.
Yeah, definitely
That's
meaty.
why I have that.
That's
I guess so. Yeah, I don't do that. See, the thing is, as long as it's not really gonna lose its memory of what's of what's level that quickly. It takes a while for it to become out of whack.
All right, I'm going to do something that I've done to Billy Kyle once before, but that I'm going to correct myself because I know it's a joke.
Oh no.
People are asking Billy where he's at and where he goes to school. Once before, I had said that he goes to St. John's University.
Oh,
and
man, that'd be a hike.
Said St. Joseph's University, and I was like, "Oops, sorry." Sir. But anyway, yeah, he goes to school up there in Philly. That's where you see a lot of that cool footage. That's how he gets into Virginia, all that stuff too. So
yeah, I usually what I'll do is take a weekend trip somewhere. I try to load up my weekends going somewhere. Like this weekend, I'm going to Vermont.
Oh, very cool. You
Yeah.
can fly and get some snow footage.
I'll bring my drone with me. We're going skiing, so I'll see what happens. But we're gonna be waking up at 5 a.m. and driving up on Friday. So I hope to catch a sunrise. I think that'd be pretty cool.
So I guess that means if I start sending text messages and you don't answer, I shouldn't get mad, huh?
Yeah, I'll be driving.
Yeah, that's what you usually do. You'll be like, "All right, I'll look in a minute. I'm driving." Oh, okay.
Okay, so it sounds so bad, but I do text and drive. But sometimes it's just sometimes I just can't.
Yeah, that's understandable. But no, I don't want you, especially going to Vermont, man, with potential snow and stuff. No, don't.
Yeah, no.
I'll know not to bother you. I'll just pester you Sunday about 3 a.m. And you're hey,
yeah, because it'll be 3 a.m. my time, but it'll be 12.
It'll be 3 a.m. my time. It'll be 6 a.m. your time.
Oh God, I'll be like, what is he doing awake?
What are you doing? But yeah. Oh, excuse me. Oh, something else I had mentioned to Billy, and hopefully it all comes together. I had went to Long Beach last summer. We were going to try to get together and do kind of a pilots thing out there with just
that'd be cool.
Yeah, and I'm trying to talk John into going. I've mentioned it to Dan. I probably don't have room, but for about 4 or 5 guys. But really cool to go out there and you talk about live streaming and doing some stuff like that, and because the beach, the where you can fly out there is just it's incredible. It's supposedly one of the longest beaches in the world and all this stuff. I don't know.
Really?
But
I remember seeing some of the videos you posted from there, and it just looked like, first of all, there's nobody there.
Yeah.
And second of all, it's just so much space to just fly back and forth.
Yeah, exactly. And then you can lift up over. There's like a reservoir because it's kind of like an inlet, and you drive out onto it, and they've got a bunch of stuff laying out there to where you can. There's houses and stuff, and there's plenty of hotels and stuff. But during the week, literally, there's nobody there. It's literally a vacation trap that people just go to on weekends. So I was thinking, I could get a really good deal to stay probably like 9 or 10 days. But I'm supposed to be going to, Disneyland and SeaWorld and all that stuff with the family this summer. So we'll have to see, because I think that I might get ruled out if that all comes to fruition.
Well, so
or we go like really, really early, like in May.
True. Well, so last summer I did a cross country trip, and that was so much fun. And I'm gonna do it again this summer, so we'll definitely coordinate something. I'll be on the West Coast.
Yeah, that'll work.
Cool.
Little Mike, which state? Oh, okay. They're everybody's hooking up where they're at. I'm in Washington State, Ron, but Billy was talking about he had driven all the way across country last summer. And he's probably going to do it again this summer. So that's pretty cool. I'm originally from Virginia, but not Northern Virginia. I'm originally from Southwest Virginia. And I've not been back there. I want to go back there and fly a lot because there's a lot of cool scenery back there. No, what? Oh. So, Rich, where are you working down there and what's going on? Because earlier you were telling me that you weren't sure how late you could stay because you went to bed early because you had to get up early.
Yeah, it's you, right? It's 9:14 over here. So what are you, 2 hours ahead of me? I mean, behind me, right?
Yeah, for me, it's just now 7:14 p.m. So even when we're on 2 or 3 hours, and it's only like 9 or 10 o'clock for me.
Yeah.
Another thing too is a lot of our people from Great Britain and stuff like that were asking, saying it was really hard for our them to see stuff. So maybe we'll try to put something together. I know Heath, the RC hunter, he was wanting to watch sometimes, and we got Dave Grima over there in Australia, and so it'd be really cool to get them involved sometime too. So maybe we can do an earlier time during the holidays or something like that and get some more people involved.
That sounds good. Sounds good.
But another okay, go ahead, Rich. Sorry.
No, did you ask me what kind of work I do? Did you ask me that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, I'm a hydraulic mechanic. I've been doing that for 27 years.
Wow.
Wow.
How did that get you into flying drones? What got you into flying drones?
YouTube.
Oh, really?
Believe it or not, YouTube, man. Yeah. Actually, I think the video I actually watched was the the drone that the waypoints. Was it oh man, I can't remember what drone it was. Phantom 2. Was there a Phantom 2?
Phantom 2 Vision?
Yep, there was a Phantom
Vision.
2.
Yes, that's what it was. I watched the video on the Phantom 2 Vision, and he did a Lychee waypoint. Wasn't called Lychee. I don't think it was ground control or something.
Ground
like that.
station.
Ground station. And it was like, wow, that's pretty cool, man. You could just program the drone and set your altitudes and your speeds and just watch the drone do its thing, So I said, you know what? I'm going to get me a drone. But I kind of waited. I didn't go out and get that one,
Exactly, Eric. Exactly. Eric said we need together to have our own drone fest. And Billy agreed too. Yeah, we need to, like I said, if nothing else, maybe we can find some kind of central point and get like about 10 or 12 of us together, but not let anybody else know where we're going to be and when we're going to do it. And then just hit everybody all at once so they can't really show up, Not trying to be mean, but if we get like, if Billy's people show up, and granted, I've only got, 100 people or so that are interested, but, 1,000 here, 1,000 there, that could end up causing trouble. So that's why we need to do like a spur of the moment thing.
Well, so I was thinking about that, and I was like, a lot of people will do like fan meetups or whatever, and I was thinking kind of like, oh yeah, why not do a fan meetup? But could you imagine so many drones flying? Like, could you imagine like even like 20 drones flying at once? It'd be like chaos.
Would it really, or would it be like, I don't know, Intel drones?
What do you mean?
Isn't there a way I'm working on something to sync a bunch of drones together? I think I was talking about it a couple of weeks ago. It's already slipped my mind. But we were talking about it. It was the new thing that they were showing the government and stuff. It had to do with their drone radar thing, but it was also a way to control multiple drones, very similar to how Intel does it, kind of like in a hive mind or something.
What was this again?
Okay, DJI was a couple of weeks ago, I think, when you were kind of in transition, but it didn't work out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And yeah, anyway, that was kind of an inside thing, but yeah. But yeah.
Wow, awkward.
Yeah. Okay, but you remember what I was talking about, John? It was the app that it was kind of their answer to monitoring all drone flights and stuff, but it was also a way to have control over multiple drones through a single control unit.
Well, yes, Intel and DJI are both really looking into that. So you can have like a drone show. Like they've actually done that at Disney. I think it's Disney World or Disneyland. I can't remember. Disneyland had their first drone show, which is basically a bunch of drones where they set a program to fly in a certain way, and they all came together, and none of them crashed into each other, and it was just cool. It was really cool. Created a nice little show in the sky with lights with all the drones. So yeah, that's sort of what obviously DJI wants a piece of that too.
Yeah. So they're kind of making it part of the total package. Wait a minute, somebody. Infinite. I'm just going to call Infinite IAP from now on. Billy, I may or may not have sent you my login info for one of those Part 107 test prep sites. Hey, that's pretty cool.
I gotta look out for that email.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say that's kind of special, man. And
yeah, really.
Sites cost $600-700.
Well, so the Part 107, I'm just still so on the fence about even taking it, because it's like I make YouTube videos. I don't know why I would need a Part 107. But people,
let's not start talking about that. People tend to get all upset when you go that direction.
You get people always talking about how they want to, or how if you make YouTube videos, it's considered, if you monetize your YouTube videos. I don't agree with that, but oh well.
I'm not saying that I agree with any of it.
Yeah.
But my understanding of the way the law is written, and I'm not saying that they're going to come beat down your door. I'm not saying that I agree with it. But in my understanding as to how the law is written, anything that can forward your personal business, and that means including your YouTube channel, if you have videos involving drone flight, the way they consider it is if it can potentially make you money either then or somewhere down the road, it is considered professional, and therefore you're supposed to be licensed. I'm not saying I agree with it by any means.
No, yeah.
I'm just saying that we're all going to go to jail, basically.
Yeah,
fuck us up now.
Even for a cheesy little drone like my little Pro Mark that I started with. That's what they're saying.
I totally understand. I totally understand where you're coming from. But again, I made this point probably the last time we were talking about the Part 107, is that it is a total money grab. They literally say, if you're going to make money with your drone, you need to pay us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
it is a money grab. No, it is. I mean, there's so much red tape over the... I really shouldn't get into a rant about 107, because I said we were not going to talk about it, because last time it made a lot of people upset.
Yeah. But there was a lot of other things going on that night, too.
I know.
And that's what we were talking about. We were saying if we weren't talking about the new pilot integration program that the government's talking about. But I still don't have an understanding of what a lead participant is and an interested,
frankly, they haven't defined it. They truly haven't defined it.
I had a hard time reading that article you sent. I didn't really understand what they were trying.
From the FAA.
Did you end up seeing those Reddit links that I put up?
Was that in the
it was in our chat, yeah. Because I went on Reddit because I was trying to see if someone could explain it explain like I'm 5. And I actually found a couple people who seemed very knowledgeable in breaking it down. But even they stated what Bill just said, that what certain terms mean is still kind of up in the air. It's not.
It's just like they keep trying to organize things, and in the attempt to organize things, they make things more disorganized.
They make things worse. Yeah. Oh, and the registration's back. It's coming back.
Really?
Yeah, and that's.
Oh yeah, you hear about that?
I posted the link to the pilot integration program. Anybody, you're welcome to read that, and if you can make anything out of it, we don't understand it. It's I don't get it. We've all looked at it 2 or 3 times, and there's lead participants, and then there's interested parties, and then the way they're defining it's just so crazy.
There's a lot of various interpretations of it at the moment.
It just none of it makes any sense.
Yeah.
Because when I was talking to John, the understanding that I got from it was that participants were going to be basically commercial pilots and commercial businesses that wanted to put their input into the locality, whatever a municipality was going to put their regulations were going to be, or on a reservation, what they were going to be. They wanted to be there to represent the commercial side. And what I was thinking interested parties were going to be like, hobby pilots, local neighbors, because, and then John's view on it is it's all commercial based, which means the commercial side is going to be the ones that would have the input on how the laws and stuff are made. But we're baffled. We don't understand it anyway. So if somebody can figure it out, please, read on it and get back to us. We'd love to have you on if you can understand what's going on. Hey, even the FAA, if the FAA is watching out there, we want to know what this means. So you could be a guest here on Drone Therapy. Now, see, Dan's here.
Welcome back, Dan. So Dan's our guest tonight.
Why can I not unmute Dan?
To show us his awesome sign.
Because Dan is going to give us sign language tonight.
Dan's gonna.
I see the question, or not. It's not really a question, but someone says that they wouldn't worry until they lock up Casey Neistat. I think he actually already did get some sort of warning from them, right, about flying in New York City.
Yeah, no, he did, and he doesn't do it anymore. But as far as I know, he didn't pay any fines.
Yeah.
Because 99% of the time, they were unable to prove that he was the one flying the drone in a lot of the footage, which is...
And look, if you think about it, whenever he was flying it, it was underneath the buildings. Like, you're not going to have any plane going to be under buildings.
I know.
Just a quick interrupt. Dan can hook everyone up with a banner, just like you see directly behind him right now. He has the link, and believe it or not, he got that for less than $20, folks. Less than
an awesome banner. Very well done.
I want a huge picture of Bill's face right above my wall.
I mean, that's big, man.
That's nice.
6 foot.
When you head to front of it, it says doctor.
Yeah, there you go.
Dr. Wu
is in. Dr. DW in the house.
I'm going to switch cameras here, see which one's better.
No, that's worse.
Camera 2. Camera 1.
Billy and John, write something in the chat, buddy, so I could grab your channel real quick, man.
Who, me?
You talking about Billy Kyle?
Who?
I mean, John and Billy, right?
Yeah.
John and Billy.
I'm actually going to switch ports with this camera here because this is not working good on this other port.
Yeah, you got a funky hue going there.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal is, man. Let me change that.
That's better. That's a little bit better.
It's an Eric party in here. We've got like a million Erics in this chat. We've got Eat Drone, Eric Harris. You got forget who's the other Eric.
Hey, Eric Harris wants a date update there, DW.
A date update. We'll get into that here in a sec. I got you, man. Let me see if this. What's going on with both of my cameras? They're both kind of in pretty poor shape tonight. Oh, well, this might be a little better now. Nope.
Hey,
I don't know why it's doing it.
I know Bill always shows his dog, so I feel like I got to show my cat here.
Oh, you're going to put your pussy on camera?
There he is.
Oh.
Wait. Here we go.
That's cute.
Oh. Hey, I've seen that cat before.
He's a Maine
He looks
Coon.
like he wants to get away.
Yeah. He's a Maine Coon. And like purebred, these things are like $3,000 or something stupid like that. But we found him in the wild.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
He said, "Hey man, you got any fish? I'll come sleep at your house."
Yeah, he's
That's cool. That's nice.
Hey, you gonna put him in a porn video?
Oh no!
Put your pussy on can.
Cool. The adult film studio.
Yeah.
So, a couple things I wanted to cover now that I'm in chat with you guys.
Yeah.
Number one here is the fact that you guys were talking about live streaming, and everybody says, "Well, I can't figure this out. I can't figure that out. It's not working for me this way. It's not working for me that way." And it was the whole reason that I decided to branch out and figure this one out for everybody. I wanted the ability to have on-screen display for everyone to see during the live stream, and also chat. I wanted you to be able to communicate with your people while you were flying. It's not very intrusive as you would think it is. It's actually kind of fun because what happens is when you're interacting with your audience, it allows them to say, "Hey, go check this out," or "Go look at that," or "Can we get a better view of this?" You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
The flight at that point isn't really for you. The idea of it is that you're offering that flight to everyone else.
Absolutely.
So when you look at it from that aspect, the idea is to be able to communicate with the people so that they can enjoy it just as much as you, and they get as much fun out of it as you do. So that was, that was the whole thing. Now, Cuppi, you were talking about having a problem streaming. Oh, looks like I froze here real quick. So you were talking about having a streaming problem. I want to suggest, if you got a pen with you, to write down an app called Camerafy. Are you on iPhone or Android?
Yeah, iPhone.
I believe they have Camerafy for iPhone as well. Now, can you use Wi-Fi and 4G in sync?
Can I use Wi-Fi and 4G at the same time on the phone? No, it's pretty much either or on an iPhone. If you're connected to Wi-Fi, then the Wi-Fi takes precedence. If you're connected to LTE or 4G, it takes precedence.
So the whole thing with Android was all the iPhone users were all excited when it came to Solo being able to live stream using SidePilot. And all the Android users were screwed. So that's when I came out with using Camerafy. You may want to give that a shot and see if you have the capabilities to do it on iPhone. It's just camera and then Fi Live, Camerafy Live.
Camerafy Live. I will check it out because the lag issue that I was talking about with them was for some reason YouTube will stream just fine with the DJI Go 4 app, but Facebook will not. And a lot of times I just want to stream to Facebook. I can end up getting more people on Facebook than I do streaming to YouTube.
That's exactly what Camerafy is for. Now I want to make this public for everyone.
Now.
So the idea is not to stream in 4K or 1080 or 720 for that matter. The idea is to get a reliable stream going. And I find that 360 and 480 are your best friend when it comes to streaming on Facebook or even to YouTube, no matter what you're using. Those capabilities are what your 4G or your Wi-Fi are capable of doing while you're actually using your bird in Wi-Fi mode. So I find that if you can actually even bump the quality of the camera down a bit, we're always going to get the fact that you're never going to get 1080p live streams. No matter what you do, it's not going to happen because your device isn't capable of running, which is when you run into serious lag issues. And the only way you're going to get around that is that you have to think about it from this aspect. Most people that are probably going to be watching your live stream are not on a PC. The majority of those people are probably on their cell phone. So 360 or 480 is your best friend. That's set your live stream settings from Camerafy or from Mobizen Live to 360 or 480. I've run mine at 480 on my 4G LTE network. It works perfect no matter what I'm doing. It doesn't matter what bird I'm doing, anything that I'm using. The other thing is that you're offering them the ability to comment while you're doing it through Camerafy app or through Mobizen Live, and you're also getting how many viewers are up here in the corner. Yes. You'll be able to see all the comments, turn them on and off, but you're also giving them your on-screen display, which is a major plus. They can see how high you are. They can see how fast you're traveling. You're giving them the ability to take the flight with you, not just see what's on the camera and that's it. You can even voice communicate with them. It's picking up through your microphone, so you're able to talk to the people while you're doing it, all from your cell phone. So
and the viewers they want to know about the flight,
right?
How high you are and how long you get on your battery, and and I think that's a major plus right there. And I'm gonna try to do what you're talking about, the 480. I have no problem with 720 whatsoever.
Right. And that's all my screen shows on my Solo is 720 Wi-Fi. So I'll get a little lag from my normal stream lag that I'll get because I'm on Wi-Fi. Every once in a while, the Solo screen will kind of lag a little bit until it gets a better connection. And that's just something I've learned to deal with. But if you've seen any of my Solo live stream flights on YouTube, they look excellent. Those were only done in 480. It's just something to consider, man. It's fun to be able to push yourself more towards your audience. The flight isn't for you; it's for them.
Yep.
Yeah. No, I totally understand that.
Yeah, if I end up getting an Android, I'll be able to do it. But as it stands, they do not have Camerafy Live, and they don't even have Mobizen for iOS, which doesn't surprise me because stock iOS, even for a screen recorder, there's an official screen recorder on iOS 11, but up until 11, you couldn't actually record what was on your screen unless you were jailbroken. So, yeah, unfortunately, iPhone is left in the dark on that one.
Yeah, that was a pain. I'm really glad that they implemented that, especially just for making videos, like trying to record the screen. So much helpful.
Yeah, I know. When they added it to iOS 10, the feature's been in there since iOS 10. If you were jailbroken, you could unlock it and get to it natively. Yeah, I've been using it since iOS 10 was jailbroken last year. I don't know why they didn't release it earlier, but whatever.
Well, I apologize, guys. My cameras were both a lot cleaner until I installed the new update on my computer, and now they look horrible. I don't know what has happened.
You look like you worked your ass off today.
Yeah, you do. I didn't want to say anything. I didn't want to say anything, but you do.
It actually makes you look like an inmate.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah, no, and Sean, this goes out for you, buddy.
Oh,
ooh, nice.
Bam.
We are so.
Earlier, that is a nice shirt.
So
says wait for iOS 10. Still broken by Panga.
Yeah, you were filling us in from the chat about how you use Power Director from your phone and how you do all your editing from your phone.
So, well, yeah, it's here's the thing. It's fun. But the moment you add the complication of having to do hours and hours and hours of editing on your PC for 15 minutes worth of footage, and really fast. So I wanted a way that I could have a decent software anywhere, anytime, without having to bring my PC with me. And the fun thing about most of the devices that we use, they all run on micro SD cards. Remove the micro SD card and put it in your cell phone, and bam, you can start, editing the footage immediately. Or you can transfer it to the phone, take your other SD card, put it in there, transfer that footage over. So now you got the footage from all your SD cards anytime. But Power Director is actually very, very, very involved director. It seems simple until you actually start opening up some of the features and playing with it on your phone. You realize you have almost the same capabilities as any for a fraction of the price. It's $7. It's just understanding the little titches of Power Director. If I do this, you know what I'm saying? And it comes with the territory of playing. I've been using it for a year straight now, and I can edit 30 minutes of footage in 15 minutes on my phone, and people think that I took a ton of time on my PC to do it. That's not even the case. I have all my apps laid out. You guys were asking what I use for music. I use Music Clear. You can download any MP3. Now that doesn't mean that you're not going to get copyright hit for it. I can use any song, and you guys know that my big thing about my channel is that I feel the video, and the only way to do that is have the correct music for the video. So if that means that, yeah, I can use it video, but that wasn't the point. I wanted you to understand how I was feeling, the mood I was in. It's not necessary. Tutorial video or this or that. Make money off of them, but for most of my flight videos, I like to add music. I don't care that I don't make money off the video. Let's face facts. It's not going to be a video that's majority of the time going to go viral. It's just fun for you guys to watch. So I'm not really, focusing on whether I'm going to make, $2 off that video in 9 months. It makes no sense. I'm just going to use the music I want for that video.
Same
I've really been going in the direction of just not caring whether my music is copyrighted or not.
Where's that echo coming from?
What's that?
It was a bad echo for a second.
Yeah, just now. Yeah, it was a bad echo for a second there.
Yeah, we're all right now, though.
Back? Is it me?
We're good. We're good. We're good. Everything's all right.
Oh, there's my doorbell. Be right back, guys.
Somebody's at Rich's house. But yeah, when I was talking to you about that earlier, about the Spark, like I said, I refreshed the firmware. I'm gonna try it again tomorrow, see if maybe that is. But it's only when I'm using HitFilm. Why, I don't know. There's an issue because I can put it into Filmora, I can put it into Power Director. I'm not getting any archive footage or anything at all. But man, it came out. I got some good footage today. You all see that screen share I was doing a minute ago? Huh? This one right here. Look at that, man. Can you see that? Can you guys see that?
Oh, I can see that. That's awesome.
That's from the Spark, guys. That's
from the Spark. That's beautiful.
The Spark.
I can barely see
That's
it.
beautiful.
You can't see that, Billy?
No.
You need to present it to the room.
What do you mean? I can see it.
Yeah. Hang on.
Present it. So I have to click on his link to actually have it presented.
Yeah, look at that. Can you see that? Can you guys see that at all now? What about now?
Oh, yeah.
Billy.
It's got to load. It just shows your logo right now.
What? Weird.
He's having some problems with it. I can see it, though. It's running really slow, though.
That's okay. I can switch all that back.
I was about to do the same thing, honestly, Coast. I was going to show them what the live stream looked like.
I can see now.
From the solo.
Cool. That's all from the Spark. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, that's like I said. You see that right there? Can you see that at all now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that came from the Spark. Like 200 feet up.
It has a great camera. I'm not going to lie.
So that's pretty cool. But cool. All right. Well, you were going to show your live whatever, Dan, you said?
Yeah, give me 1 sec here, man. I'm actually about to pull up my share my screen.
All right, cool.
You can present me if you want to.
Gotcha. We're on.
All right, you should see my screen now.
Yep.
Kind of what you can expect. Remember, this was shot in 480, and it's probably going to be completely knocked back by Google Hangouts. But
all right, so let's see what this looks like.
I've paused it, but this gives you an idea. You can see that it has a live insignia up at the top. This is using the standard solo app, 480p. But you can see I have one viewer up here.
Yeah.
If I skip ahead during the flight, this will give you guys a better idea. This was, I think it was shot in 480. Let me get ahead a little bit more here. There you go. So it actually looks really good, and they can keep track of your on-screen display, battery power, signal strength, and then you'll notice I'll pull up the comments here in a sec. So avatar over here in the right-hand corner, that's actually the props. You see the props on there now?
Yeah, that's really cool. I really like how you can stream exactly what's on your screen, as you said.
Exactly.
People can see the entire thing. Even when you use DJI's app, it streams it, but it doesn't stream your whole console there. That's really cool. Too bad iPhone users will never be able to do this. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, right.
Apple just doesn't allow people to grab the screen. It's just not. It's just not something they allow.
Yeah. So you'll see. I think I pull up the comments here in a sec, so you'll get to see what the comments look like while you're talking to people. You can see there's currently 3 people watching. There's 8 comments. I haven't checked them yet. So you just click on the avatar with my little drone worship over there in the corner. And then when that pops up, I get to choose my comments. I don't know if I've already talked to people or not. Google Hangouts is sharing your... Here, let's just hide that for now. Let's see where the comments are. Pretty sure I pulled them up here fairly shortly.
Infinite, if you can get a Spark for like $400, then it's worth it.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about. Black Friday, you're gonna have the Spark for $399 at a lot of places. Kohl's,
Yeah.
Walmart, a few places.
If you can pick it up for that, then it's worth it. Excuse me.
So, Billy, that's what it looks like when you communicate with your
Yeah.
people.
Yeah. No, it's
People
it's
can
not
do
that
money.
intrusive at all.
Wow, and you can even get super chat too.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, I see that, man. That's cool.
No, it comes without the controller.
Kind of there on the side, and you can put it away real easy just by clicking the avatar. You can just take the kind of throw it away. You know what I'm saying? When you're ready.
Good night. Take care. Good luck with the rest of your build.
Oh wow, good night, Eric. Thanks for coming in, man. Anybody here that's not already subbed to everybody in the room? Then
This is cool though. Yep. I'll have to keep this in mind if I switch to an Android phone.
We're going to try to do this the same night every week with a different guest and try to cover a different subject. You know, hopefully some weeks Dan's going to be off, and you know he won't have because he obviously worked his butt off today because you can tell he's tired. But he's still here, which is really cool, and I appreciate you coming in, Dan. But like I said, just try to get more people in here. We always try to talk about cool stuff, and you know I want to have everybody in here with hanging out with us. So I don't want anybody to feel like they're shorted or anything. We always try to bring up everybody in the chat and stuff that we've seen on your channels and stuff.
Of
so,
course.
You know, we want everybody to come in as much as possible.
Drone on, welcome to the chat.
Sup. I do like that banner, man. You got a killer deal for that.
Yeah, that is cool.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's crazy.
Drone on, thank you, by the way, for the comment you left on my most recent video. That was really nice.
Actually, I gotta thank Drone on right now because he's the one that actually made that logo for me. And if you look right there, that's actually Solo flying up in the clouds with the moon cover.
I saw that.
Sure.
All that too.
Very, very nice.
Awesome. So.
Well, everybody kind of faded all at once.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to head out in about 15 minutes.
Well, that's perfectly fine.
As I
said earlier, when are we going to see more footage of you actually flying the Bugs 3?
By the way,
once I trim it out,
Billy,
not crash footage either.
Hacked up Bugs TX.
So, Billy, they were actually talking to you about the controller, and I wanted to cover a little more of this. Pitch and roll, okay? Trims right here.
Okay.
Throttle trims, which
Gotcha.
I doubt you'll ever need to play with, but that's what this side is for.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's something to think about when you're playing with your controller, man. Try to avoid these. These ones are... But, these ones are not your friend. So
that's kind of why we didn't show you the others yet. So.
Right.
We were just like, we're only covering this side today. Side.
In today's lesson.
Yeah.
And then Billy, your FPV is up next. You are installing an FPV camera.
Yeah, I definitely do have to do that.
I want to see him. I want to see him sitting. I want to see a video where he's just sitting and he's like this, and this is all we see. You know, and it's him like this.
Oh my god.
What is that going to be, me crashing?
No. That's going to be the squirrel jumping out of the tree.
Hey, you can use your drone, man, to film your next adult movie right there, buddy.
Oh no.
That's what the Spark is for. That's what the Spark
that's right. That's right.
It's the social media porn drone.
All right. Good night, everybody.
You can launch from the bed.
That's it. This stream just jumped the shark.
It jumped the shark. We jumped on a shark. Okay. Anyway. Well, hey, it was IAP did this. It was IAP that did this. Because they brought that up earlier when he had his bed all
IAP.
The bright lights.
Yeah, I got that moved in.
Wait. Were you making a Christmas calendar for your special someone, Mr. Kyle?
Oh, wow.
How'd you know?
Billy,
So much.
Billy, I'm right there with you, man. See? And that's where I worship drones. I make sure she knows that while we do the thing.
Yes, I guess what? Will that segue into Dan's date?
Right. Yes, that's everybody was wanting the date report. Because the live stream failed this last night.
RC Fun Diversions is saying I commented on 2 of my recent videos and I didn't give him a shout. I'm giving you a shout now. RC Fun Diversions, go subscribe.
Let's see, isn't he another John? Or wait a minute, he's from Virginia too?
Drone on, you bought up Beef Fight today. Did you get it? Bind and fly. Did you get a bind and fly version? Very important question.
Very important question. A bind and fly.
Because of that receiver thing. Because remember, the B-Fight 210 has the same piece of crap receiver that was in the Dark Max.
Oh, we need to talk about this, by the way. I don't know if you covered this already, Bill.
All right, go.
Yeah, the jumper transmitter. Have you heard of this thing, the jump transmitter?
No, sir, I haven't.
I haven't either.
Cool.
Go on.
The interesting thing about this is that what they're doing is it's going to be like a deviation controller. Quads that are coming out now, if they manage to hack it, they're going to continue updating. You can install to this chip. And what's cool about this, let me grab my, I'll give you an example here. Actually, Brian was talking about
Fly Sky or Free Sky.
The transmitter can be bought by itself and installed, or they have a chip that can plug in right to your trainer port and get the same thing out of most of your Fly Sky stuff. So Brian Dronon was talking about this, that as they hack and they figure out how these things operate, then they can start installing the pre-programs for you to just download and use with it. So you never have to buy a receiver specifically for your transmitter. They'll start pre-programming all of them into the transmitter. So Bugs 3 will be next, and Bugs 8, then Bugs 6. You know what I'm saying?
Super. Yeah, I get you. That's super cool.
All of them. Right, even your toy quad. So this thing costs $70. They've already got, like, I think something like upwards of 150 drones that are like basically bought already by people, and they already work. Like Hubson's already in there. Boom. So if you got a Hubson 501S, you just scroll through. Oh, there it is. Hubson. Boop, and then it's ready to go. It's like it's pre-programmed to work with all of these different transmitters inside of these, or all of these different receivers inside these birds. $70. You know, it's the.
I've heard of these 4-in-1 modules before. What's this one called?
It's oh man, the jumper transmitter, I think.
A jumper transmitter. Interesting.
Yeah, crazy. I feel like most people should have this transmitter.
The jumper T8. Interesting.
What's that?
Really? And this can fly bugs.
Universal remote.
Fly bugs?
Well, I think they're what they're doing is as they hack and they figure out what these run on, then they just keep adding the programs for you to download. You plug in the transmitter every 2 or 3 weeks and just take the whole new list of things they've got for it, and you just install it right to the transmitter. So as they break the code on each of these birds, then they just upgrade it to the transmitter so you can continue using it without having to change receivers out.
That is really cool. I'm trying to see the list of like things that it can fly.
Right, already, exactly.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure it out, but they don't seem to have it on the page on Banggood.
Well, I would expect that if you're with GearBest, right?
Yeah, I don't know if they sell it.
That if they ever get a hold of it.
That's pretty cool though. I didn't know about that because I mean I've heard of these cheap 4-in-1 multi-protocol modules, but they're not. I mean, they're sort of a pain in the ass because you have to run custom firmware on your Tyrannus,
right.
And not all the models are in there, and it's just sort of half-assed. But this looks like it was just made specifically to do this.
Right. Any
That's
toy
cool.
grade bird, or like it's crazy. This could possibly be endless. You could just upgrade the chip if they start running out of storage room. So it's
yeah.
it's definitely
Someone mentioned it's like Deviation. It's basically all the Deviation TX stuff. Yeah, GearBest has one too. Huh?
So that was like similar to what you had on. Didn't you have another controller that had a module kind of like that, John, that you could put different software on and fly different types with?
Yeah, I mean, my Tyrannus technically has that capability already, but these multi-protocol modules that you can buy off Banggood and these Chinese sites for like $7, they're not as good as something like a radio that was specifically made to do this. Like the Tyrannus was never meant to control a bunch of random toy drones, and it's sort of a pain in the ass because the software end is not up to the task of it. Whereas the jumper looks like it's made just literally for that purpose. So that is really, really awesome. Yeah.
these things and they figure out what they operate on. They just keep adding to the list, and then you can just.
What I really want to see though, I want to see the list. I want to see if Bugs is in the list, because if Bugs is actually in the list, I would just buy it. I would even buy it just to get it for Bugs. I hate the Bugs controller.
Not only that, look at the output power on the transmitter. It is actually like fantastic. The push power the transmitter actually has.
Yeah, it says 150 milliwatts. That's freaking awesome.
Yeah, let's do.
Freaking awesome. Yeah, because you figure these crappy like you modded your Bugs controller. If you could have just used this with the Bugs,
right,
you wouldn't have
do
that.
exactly.
Yeah.
Well, Bill, thanks, buddy. I'm gonna have to head out there.
I think that Mr. Kyle might be running off on us too.
Yeah, I'm heading out. So listen to this. My mom just actually purchased our house. We used to rent this house. Right. And there's the attic right here, and I need to do a bunch of work in the attic. That's how you get to it. So I need to move my entire desk out of my room.
God.
Oh no.
Oh,
that
and
sucks.
drive back to school.
Like every single, like my desk literally needs to move. So that's what I'm about to do. It's gonna be such a pain.
That's cool. And I know you got to go to work tomorrow, Rich. That's perfectly fine. We can hang out for a little bit longer, or it's
what? We'll see what the people in the chat want.
Yeah, it's perfectly fine. But everybody, we will all be back. Rich is going to be back to work and everything. We'll be back with another guest next week. Billy will be back. Anybody that's interested in being on the show, contact either me or Dan or Billy or John. This is the eyeball look here. So please feel free to, we will have some people repeat guests. I just kind of like to get everybody on at least once before we start repeating with the other people. And so,
Rich, it was great having you on.
It was really
Nice
great for
meeting
having
you,
you,
man.
Everyone go subscribe if you guys haven't already.
The New Orleans videos that he's got. He's got a lot of great stuff there. And
Dan, I gotta say, I like your hairdo, man.
Thanks, brother. Does anybody see that?
what are we looking at?
Oh, it's kind of blurry.
That's because we
Just
didn't
click
mention
on
it.
his screen.
Oh, there it is.
That's because we said nothing about the FAA.
Oh, yeah. Now we have 19.
Yeah, there you go. Well, we brought it up once or twice, but we didn't stay on it long when we clarified we're not for it. We just think that, but anyway.
RC Fun Diversions. Okay, so apparently that Drone On is saying that that jumper does not have the bugs in it. Oh, he's like, but you can send a request though for it. I can imagine that people have been requesting. I'm surprised it's not in there.
All right, well, let's go ahead and since Rich is getting ready to leave, I want to tell you good night, Rich.
Good night, man.
Thank you much for being on. We hope to have you on again in the future. Always feel welcome to be in the chat and everything, and it was really good to have you here.
Yeah, man.
Thanks for having me. I enjoyed it. And y'all take care and have a good, safe week.
You too. I'll talk to you guys later as well.
All right. Thank you, Mr.
Peace
Kyle.
out, Billy.
Thank you guys for dropping in. We will see you next Wednesday. And
8:30.
Your desk will be back in its proper position.
I'm actually okay. This is another big announcement. I'm moving to the basement. I'm gonna make a whole new set. It's gonna be dope. You'll see.
Oh, cool! So he's gonna debut the new set.
Oh, it's gonna be awesome.
Right. Yeah, super cool.
That is the biggest comment I get is people are like, "Oh, your room is so distracting to look at." So, about to shut them up.
You say, "Hey, man, it's the eyebrows."
He has a whole list. Billy has a whole list of positions.
That's what he needs the big lights for. Got to have the big lights because things produce too much shadow.
He's got to move that desk. He's got to try different positions.
All right, I'll talk to you guys later.
All right, thank you very much. Have a safe trip.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Okay,
John saying
the three amigos here.
Do I look like a greaser?
John is saying that they are deviating on it right now.
You look like you can come from the set of a Grease movie. Yeah. Be like Johnny Luca, from the shop.
Dude, this camera makes my hair look so shiny with the gel in it. It's weird.
My head looks so shiny with no hair on it. Oh, hell. So, how much have you flown the Dark Max, John?
Well, today I got to fly it for a total of 6 minutes in my backyard. Because up until today, it was just eating itself into the ground. Really, really sad. But I will say it's durable though, because it's literally, it probably smashed itself to the ground like 4 or 5 times in between my testing until I really figured out what was wrong with it. Because like the first time I took it up, first time you take a drone up, and for any reason it falls out of the sky, you're like, what the hell just happened? Like that was my first reaction, like, what the hell? And it torpedoed itself at me too. So yeah, I'll link you to my channel. Yeah, so I really haven't had a lot of time to play with the Dark Max. It really sucked because it was a great day on Sunday. It was an awesome day. I was ready to go out. I'm like, I am taking this Dark Max out. I'm gonna check this thing out. And first of all, it was configured wrong out of the box. The beta flight was configured incorrectly, and I had to figure out what the issues were. And once I got that to work, then I take it outside to do my hover test, and it doesn't work. So go back to the drawing board. By that time, you know, because of the daylight savings time, we're losing light all the time. I really wish they would just get rid of that and stop that. I know why they do it, but it gets so dark so early in the daytime now. So that went right down the tubes. Well, now it's a new weekend coming soon. May get to fly it.
Well, not just that, you're coming into Thanksgiving before long.
Yeah.
That class that you can.
Yes. I'm really glad I'll have some time to actually get some time in, because I really hate to say it, like I really haven't gotten that much time in on all these things. Like my reviews are almost the extent of my flying, which is really kind of sad, because on a day that I do have time, I realize, well, I am sitting on this product. I really should get the review up. You know, that's what kind of sucks about being a reviewer, is that when you want to do something, you're like, no, I really should get that review done today while I have the time.
Yeah.
And when the stuff piles up on you, you know, like, because the day I did the Christmas drones, I thought to myself, yeah, I want to go rip that holy bro, but I'm like, no, I need to get these up. I really need to get these up, because then people won't be able to get them in time for Christmas if I don't get this stuff up now.
Exactly. And it's not just that, or you're going to spend 3 and 4, like Dan was talking about, you spend all these hours editing your video because, you know, you want it to be just right, and you think this little tweak to it, you're going to get that many more views, or
I do
get more people interested.
I edit my videos. I edit my videos. I edit them. I clip down so much to try to make them short, because I feel like people don't want to watch a big long review. No offense to anyone who does make a long review, but I feel my personal feeling is that people don't want to watch really long, drawn out reviews.
Well, it's hard to watch a 15-minute video of just flight.
It's hard, yeah. I mean, it is. It really is.
I'm not trying to. I understand, because I've watched some of my videos and I'm like, this is boring as hell. Why did I post?
Why did I post it? Right, and I've made the same mistake. You
know, and then you're trying not to be mean to somebody else that posts a 12 or a 15-minute video. I can understand when you're doing a full-blown build or a modification. But, you know, when you're showing, it's just like me. My wife gives me, it's a kind of an ongoing joke between us. She goes like, oh, you made another video of the backyard. And I'm like, yeah, but I put different filters on it and different effects, and it looks a little different this time.
Oh, that's good. That is good, man. Another video of the backyard. No, but that is kind of, you know what you said too is why I fly the racing drones so much more, because like, unless I go out to do something with my AP drone, all I would have is just a bunch of backyard photos.
That's
literally
why I said we're going to put that thing together, hopefully for at least 5 days, and we're going to have about 4 days on that beach by ourselves, and then we'll experience 1 day of the weekend crowd, and we can just fly and have fun for the whole time. Because you've seen those videos, that beach is deserted.
Yeah, I know.
We can fly anywhere and everywhere we want to. And
Dan is just eating.
But wait a minute, Dan just got off work after how many hours today, and he's always trying to fly home and get on cam. So I ain't got no issues with Dan eating on cam because he'll participate.
From the version says, I try to get my wife to watch mine, and she just doesn't get it.
Jimmy Dean's sliders, man, these are awesome.
What?
Now, that's because a lot of people's wives don't see anything in this except for, oh, look, another drone shut up, money went down the drain. They just see it as less money in the checkbook for the boys to play with their toys.
Oh, no, my wife is not like that. My wife is one of these super cool ladies that, I mean, you know, it's just like with any relationship.
13 folks watching, none typing. Yes, start typing, guys.
Okay, but here's the deal. And the thing is my wife is, you know, just like any relationship, especially one that you've been with somebody for a long time. When you get in a fight, you're not trying to say you don't love somebody, but if you want to really be vicious, then you're going to go after a hobby. So if she gets mad at me, she goes after my hobby. If I get mad at her, I go after her hobby. She loves to distress furniture. She's very, very good at it. You know, basically taking new furniture, making it look like it's very, very old and antique. She's really, really good at it. So she buys a lot of furniture and stuff, and she does a lot of distress. Yeah. So she hacks it. That's how we, you know, and she actually has flown some drones. She enjoys it. She gets a kick out of it, but she prefers any, you know, like a full-blown AP drone as opposed to, you know, a reasonably manual drone, not without any major assistance. So she likes flying like the Phantom and stuff like that because she doesn't have to worry about it running away.
You know what? Honestly, I think it's I think it's good though that you have a relationship like that where you guys both have your own hobbies, and overall, nobody really says no, you're banned from doing that. Like I know guys who just like they have to hide their stuff on credit cards that their wives don't know about, and
well, she just wants the receipts.
Yeah, she just wants to know, and that's fair enough. It's the household's money, you know. That's fine. But
I'm 30 years old. I have never owned a credit card, and I never will.
I swear, I love these batteries I got from the hobby store. I was wrong. I don't get 10 minutes. So anybody was like, "What is he smoking?" Thinking he's getting 10 minutes. I do get like 8 minutes, right at 7.5, 8 minutes with the batteries I got from the hobby shop. And I've never seen them. Nobody has showed me these before. Where's it at? And this is what I got from the hobby shop. And
oh, that little one. Yeah.
And I'm serious, man. I get great flight time out of my little buddy here.
Break out the Santa drone. If you're flying a drone, break out the Santa drone.
Well, the battery that came with it, I probably had, I don't know, 40 flights on it, 50 flights on it, and it ballooned.
My batteries are all over the place.
It popped on me, right? And so it was like one of those little lipos that you know. But I'm so happy that you said, I love this little gun, John.
I'm going to annoy everyone off the stream now.
Oh, cool. You're kidding me? It actually plays tunes?
Yeah, it does.
You mean the one that I won from Ryan's going to play music?
On a loop.
I love this.
Songs that play on a loop.
That is so cool.
Oh my God, throw that thing in the trash can, please.
Yay!
You know what? Actually, I was surprised. This is actually a very powerful whoop because it's got pretty big motors on it. It flies, I think it flies for like 4 minutes, but you can take the Santa off of it and you can take the stupid top plate off of it. Right here is about like 6 grams that you can just like throw away. and then you're left with, you know, you'll have to take that sound thing out. But check that out. You can even replace the motors on this board. It's actually got little sockets to replace the motors. I mean,
Oh wow!
and the frame is good. The frame is a nice, strong little frame. It's not bad. It really isn't. The only downside is that, you know, it's not Betaflight. You can't configure it for Betaflight. But to get this for $11, that's insane. It's better. It's better than the F-36 actually. After you remove the Christmas crap.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Wouldn't it have been cool if they put an FPV camera in Santa's beard? Just a little black dot.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Yeah. Oh man, that gives me an idea.
Yeah.
It gives me an idea. It gives me like a FPV Santa drone video. That would be sweet. I'm gonna steal your idea.
Oh, thanks, man.
No, I'm gonna steal
I
your
feel like
idea.
he's gonna borrow it, and then Dan will do it better after you do the first video.
If I have time, I'm gonna steal your idea.
He'll improve them.
I was curious why they didn't come out with a Santa drone sleigh. How cool would that have been, man?
That
Something you
would
could
really
put
cool.
That would
That
be
would have been really
all
cool.
lit up like reindeers and shit, and Rudolph's nose glowing red, and you could just cruise it around at night.
John, the egg does not play music. Only the Santa plays music.
Well, that would be easy to build too. It wouldn't be that hard to build the Santa drone.
No, it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be.
Well, it depends on what kind. You could put it. Well, what would you put it on? The H, or what? What kind of?
I'm sorry. What?
What kind of frame would you put it on?
A Santa drone.
That's why I said like an H frame, and to just put the sleigh kind of in the middle as the.
Yeah, I guess you could do that. Yeah, that would work. That could work.
What would you think, Dan?
I mean, I would just do a cardboard cutout of Santa's sleigh and then drop it off at somebody who knows how to paint and give it some detail. A ghost drone, 6 foot, and just cruise it at like 8 kilometers over people's houses and shit.
Yeah, that's our RC Fun Diversion says to cut off. Yeah, actually, RC Fun Diversions. This is great to piss people off with. I powered this up. I flew this in my brother's room, and he goes, I'm flying it around his head, and he goes, Johnny, do you want to fucking die? Because that's how you'll die.
I mean, honestly, could you
I had it
imagine
on film. I wish I had been recording it. It was hilarious.
15 or 20 of those things flying around in the same room?
Oh my God.
And there's like 20 of them going off all at the same time.
I warned people against that in my review, that even though I like this one, this is actually my favorite because of the piss off abilities.
But you know what?
That if you have a bunch of kids and you're planning on buying this thing for a bunch of kids, yeah, on Christmas Day you're gonna have a bunch of them all trying to fly this thing, and enjoy that.
In the next Saw movie, that's going to be one of the ways that they kill somebody. There's going to be like 50 Santa drones in a room, and they're all going to fly around going, "We wish you a Merry Christmas," until you absolutely rip your head off to go because you're going to think.
It's so loud. But you know what? Over the motors though, it's not as bad. Like if you're outside, you actually realize why they made it so loud. Because if they didn't make it loud, you wouldn't hear it at all.
That's my escape, Bill. And that's it.
You can actually hear him. You're going to tear your head off in order to escape this trap.
Yeah, I know.
It's horrible hunger in your life. And now
it's like if someone tried to sit me down to watch Disney movies all day, I'd be like, well, it's been fun.
Wait a minute. What did he say? Oh, okay.
Tricopter. Someone said tricopter. What? Tricopter for what?
I mean, I see what they're saying. The tri portion to lift up the sleigh, and then the 2 front props to carry the front of Rudolph and directional. I get it. Kind of like a pod racer.
Have any of you guys flown a tricopter? Because I've never flown a tricopter. They're not popular.
Never have. Same principle, though.
What?
Never have. Same principle, though. There's not really too much difference. Still gyro.
I just never had one.
You know, you can always tell when you're really good friends with somebody when they give you hell in a text. Billy's still giving me hell from the phone. But it's cool stuff. He's just ribbing at me. Because I told you I was telling him thank you earlier, and I was like, you don't need to tell me thank you. You're a member of the panel. And he goes, so why the fuck are you telling me thank you?
RC said, cut off Santa's head. FPV camera on it. I think it would be funnier just put a little Santa hat on the FPV camera and a little beard.
There you
Yeah,
go.
that would be fun. It's got to be like they have this really small. I forget what it's called, the LT something camera now. The Whoop cameras just keep getting smaller and smaller. I bet you could probably. I bet you could probably make him hold an FPV camera, but then you're adding so much weight to this poor thing. But Santa alone is 4 grams. Literally, someone weighed it. It's 4 grams.
Okay, hollows that out.
So
Yeah.
It's been a week, right? It's been a week. Can we have a ghost drone update?
Yeah, Ghost Drone update. How's it going?
I mean, I have it. It's all pieced together. This is what it looks like fully loaded.
All right, I'll be right back. You all go for the ghost drone and whatever.
You wanted it. We got it. Ghost drone fully
Good
loaded.
night, Mike.
Inverted motors, 360-degree gimbal, volt battery,
Okay.
10 minutes of flight time. Now, we think we found out that the GoPro does produce video footage of a VTX to it. So I ordered one, and we're going to mount the VTX, and I'm going to put my goggles on avatar mode, and we're going to see if we actually get a signal from the GoPro to my goggles. And if we do, then an FPV ground station would be perfect for the ghost drone.
Cool.
So Lesmo, you can thank him for doing the research on that. He was in there with his wire things, and he was investigating the sys to find out if that was a video wire. It is. So apparently the GoPro is meant to supply FPV.
Okay.
600
That's good to
kilowatt
know.
VTX for it. So for those of you wondering, can it get video signal? We think that yes, that is a giant possibility that we can actually get FPV on it from the camera itself. Work in progress. We're working on it.
John Heights asks, what's a VTX? Video transmitter. Hold on 1 second. My dad's ringing the doorbell. I'll explain that in a minute.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Hold on 1 second.
Okay.
All right. I'll let John explain it because John wants to explain what a VTX is, so we'll let him go at it.
Oh, no, that's all good. We can talk while he's not here. Let me see here. There we go. Okay, sure. Sorry. I dropped the kids off at the pool.
How about video to your phone? That is not going to happen, sir. Unless we can somehow hook up a Wi-Fi VTX to it. I don't know if that's going to be capable.
Drone-related Christmas present right now. Oh, okay. So, got some kind of unique drone-related Christmas present. Cool. Oh. Big gulp. Oh, you're dipping? Okay, my bad.
I don't dip, man. I chew. Chewing is way different than dip. This tastes like candy to me. I've been doing it since I was in high school, so.
No, I haven't.
Some people do
in a while.
What's that?
I haven't chewed in a long, long time. I used to dip. I used to chew. I used to smoke. And actually, I used to chew straight Red Man. I didn't chew Golden Blend. But
yeah, well, I do regular, but Golden is a very distinct flavor. It's a lot more packed with. Red Man's is very sweet. Red Man's original nut is pretty good too.
Well, that's cool.
So I don't know, man. Some people eat candy bars. Some people eat ice cream. I just happen to love the flavor of Red Man's. It's like my go-to treat. I like the flavor of it. It's so sweet, and it makes you want to swallow the juice, but that's such a bad idea.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. Did you?
Man, does it taste good.
Did I by chance send you that link talking about the new JJRC, the little pro model that kind of looks like the Hubson Bugs? Well, basically what it is some people have gotten a hold of it, and they're basically just saying it's a POS. that
Really?
fly offs. It's just dropping out of the sky from battery failure. The GPS isn't, locking in. The compass is out of line. I mean, it's just they rushed and rushed and rushed to get it out is what they're basically what I'm seeing. Let me see if I can get let me get that info again real quick. And yeah, it was the readout was explaining about how it had messed up. Yeah, here we go. All right, I will slap that link in here. Oh, come on, come on. Yeah, and they were basically talking, let's see what all we got here. Control failure, cannot connect with drone battery. Trouble in the strong winds, fails to ascend, landing too soon, out of control. So just some issues with it. Yes, the JJRC JJ Pro X3, and they're basically just it was the little drone that looked a lot, yeah, and yeah, because we were all talking about it. It looked like, remember we were talking about it looked like the Hubson Bugs love child, removable 1080p camera, and basically from what you read on the blog on GeekBang, it's saying that.
I apologize about that, guys.
Oh, that's all good. We had you muted and everything. We were talking about that the new JJRC and about how we had got the information through GeekBang talking about it being not such a good drone.
You know what? I don't know that much about it.
Well, it's brand new. Remember, they were talking about it. It was like a pre-release thing. I think that what they ended the pre-release thing yesterday on GearBest.
Oh.
So people were, you were ordering it early for like 169, 175, something like that. And then they were going to ship it like around the 24th. But apparently some people have gotten a hold of some testers and, they're having issues with saying it.
No. So it's basically more JJRC poop.
Well, did you get a chance to look at that, Dan? About what we were talking about? It's just all it's saying. Like I said, it's just a link from them. It says the JJ Pro X3 is an entry-level aerial photography drone with powerful brushless motors and a durable body. The drone features FPV real-time transmission, 1080p HD detachable camera, altitude hold mode, GPS positioning, GPS return to home, etc., with a 7.4 volt 2,000 milliamp battery that can fly approximately 15.
Yeah, I'm just not sure about that.
I mean, it's early. It could have been that maybe they got a hold of a bad model, but the fact that it had, 4 issues out of the box is kind of something that makes me wonder. So
I don't know. I mean, I'm not too in depth on JJRC products. I played with some of theirs. Like, I think I've only had really maybe 4 JJRC products the entire time I've been doing my drone thing. But other than that, I don't really step into the JJRC world.
You guys remember the waterproof drone? Does anyone remember that? The JJRC waterproof drone?
John Lights was asking if your dad delivers food.
Sometimes he does.
Now, do you mean the one that I went swimming with?
What are you talking about?
I don't remember that one. Maybe
I remember that one.
Tank in the pool and played raindrops.
The new house. Yes,
oh wait, was that one? Was it the green? Was it green?
Yeah, green.
That was it.
Your dad over there that day too?
What's that?
Was your dad over there, or was that like another day or two later?
No, that was another day. Same pool though. That was when Dad was playing with the brushless boat in my tiny ass.
Yeah.
Dad didn't realize how much power he had, and he got trigger happy and sent the drone flying across the pool like a psycho.
Yeah, he was launching it out of the
Poor
pool
dog.
a lot.
The dog didn't even know what was going on, man. The dog was like, "What the fuck is going on here, man?" That thing just shot across the pool. that was right after that the ESC burned out. So.
Well, that's something too that's interesting. Since it's Christmas time, we're gonna have spring and stuff coming up. Are there any good boat sales coming up on any of these, like ours?
Oh yeah, boats. I haven't even been trying to see if they have the FT boat. I could suggest that you buy. It's the FT11 by Phelan.
Boats.
Because it's just so much boat for the money, and it has such small amount of problems. Like, it's so easy to maintain. The only downside to owning the Phelan product is that all of the parts come from China.
Yeah.
So it's a downside when something breaks because it takes like a month to get the boat up and running again. So
Yes, I'm eating cereal all live. This is the after show. We're kind of winding down things.
Yeah, after show. Why? Somebody talking about my.
They're ripping on John for eating cereal, but
ripping on me for eating cereal. Yeah.
Well, she probably was it the last bowl of cereal and she's mad.
Cool.
Oh, his lady's here with us.
Yeah, seriously's in here.
So what is the average price of that boat usually without it being on?
Well, I mean, you gotta factor in it's about $108 to $115. So if we see any deals that are like $70 or $80, I mean, guys, this is a 4S lipo boat. Like,
oh wow,
it's already insanely fast. Like, out of the box, it goes like 32 to 34 miles an hour. So it's already quick. But I'm working on trying to figure out how to get upgraded props on it that it can handle. Because if we can get better props, we can get more speed and more performance out of the boat without having to buy something like a Traxxas Spartan. So.
Oh yeah, I remember when you kept. Well, no, it wasn't the 11 that you were torquing the shaft off, was it?
That was. Don't get me wrong. The FT12, the little tiny 3S one, too. Its top speed is like 30 on 11.1 3S at 25C. But it's got a bigger motor than the FT11 does. The FT11 is like twice as long. The FT12 runs on a 3,500 kV motor, and the FT11 only runs on a 2,400 kV motor. There's a huge torque difference between the boats. I can't even understand how they got so much power out of the 11.1. But man, it just.
Steve's linked at $85 right now through Banggood.
But that's without a battery, so you still have to.
Yeah, I see that now.
Battery. But I mean, the whole thing is, Steven did you a favor because let's face facts here. Most of you are hobby grade people, and most of you have 4S batteries.
True.
It's great if you already have a set of 4S batteries, because then you can just use them.
Yeah, but it is. Yeah, right. Exactly. It's a really good deal. But what's okay? Where's the battery going to hit you? So you're saying the battery's going to be $15?
Well, I mean, the average price of the battery is about $27. Okay. If you're lucky, $25, which is still really good for a 4S battery. Very, very low price. Steven bought me an upgrade one that was 2,800 milliamps instead of 2,200 milliamps. Runtime is much better, but like I said, my whole thing right now is figuring out props because I want it to go at least 36 to 38 miles per hour. That 40 out of it, that's extremely good for $100 hobby grade boat that you can actually get parts for, and
nice.
Self-righting, guys. If it flips over on the water, just reverse forward. It tips right back upright again. You don't have to go.
Cool.
Keep going.
That's a huge plus.
Okay, well, I have a question that apparently I don't. I've tried to get the grasp on it. When I was talking to John about getting batteries for this little drone, the F-36, he was pointing out. He's like, don't get anything bigger than a single cell battery because you'll burn up the board. And then I see all these people talking about putting 3S batteries in a Bugs 3. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, it's built for a 2S battery, but they're running 3S batteries. Isn't the risk greater of blowing the board, or am I just missing something?
I mean, a lot of it's going to come back to your discharge rate. So if you can get a 3S on a 7.4 or 7.4 bolt, then there's really no difference between the 2S and the 3S. It's going to come back to whatever your C rating is.
Right.
So if you have a heavier C rating, you're chancing blowing parts. So if you go from a 30C to to a 75C, you can pretty much kiss your ESCs goodbye.
Well, that's what, because I didn't understand. It makes sense since because I wasn't thinking about calculating the discharge rate in there.
Right.
You can go up in cells as long as the discharge is going to be in the same facsimile, or if it's too far to blow it out.
So you could still go to a 3S 7.4. You start jumping up in cells. Normally, once you get out of 2S, right, you go from 7.4 to normally 11.1. Okay, and then a 4S is normally 14.8 or higher. So it's hard to get a 3S 11.1, which we can. We know it's possible because we just ordered a set for the Ghost drone, 11.1. But the idea is, can you get 3S lipos at 7.4? Because normally that's 2-cell and lower. So sure, we've seen these Zippy. Zippy makes a 7.4 3S, right, with a little higher discharge rate, which gives you more power. You know, the problem is that, like I said, the more you stress it and the more you strain the ESCs, the faster they burn out, the quicker the bird's dead. So
you basically, when you go to a higher cell battery, you're just shortening the length of the drone or the life of the drone.
Yeah, and yes, that's pretty much how it's going to go.
Where it's a bigger board, where it's a bigger drone, that it's going to take more stress than something tiny like this. So this is going to burn out quicker.
So if that
Dan just died.
Yeah, he just fizzed out. He had been kind of stuttering, and it kind of got slow. I don't know.
He plugged in a 4S battery and fried his ESC. Good night, everybody. Good night, everybody.
Sorry.
He's in the room twice now.
We're seeing double damage.
Oh, wow. Cool.
So if that's all you're looking for, though, like in honesty here, if that's all you're looking for is can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, I'm not seeing my microphone say anything. So if all you're looking for is more power, just get a higher C-rated battery. You don't have to bump up to a 3S. You can get just a faster discharge rate. Now, remember, you're going to go through a 2-cell a lot faster on a higher discharge rate. And you're also going to find out what the ESCs can handle. You know, I wouldn't say bump up more than a 20C discharge rate than the drone was really designed for. So, and already, see, I don't even know what the MJX comes in at, honestly. I'd have to look at the battery. But I never like to go more than 15 or 20 over my C discharge rate. You're going to see a major difference in performance just at 10C. You know, you'll see the punch-out factor is going to be a lot more insane. So,
well, that's cool, because I was confused, because when Billy did his video, everybody's like, "Oh, right. Billy, you got to slap a 3S in there, and you're not going to believe the power and stuff you're going to get." And I'm sitting here thinking, well, John had just kind of, because I'd asked him the other day too, and he was trying to explain to me how it worked and what kind of batteries and stuff I needed to get. And they're all saying 3S, and I'm sitting here thinking, well, that's going to fry it. And, you know, and even Ron Brown, you know, was talking about how, and I'm glad to know that you're telling me that, yeah, basically you're shortening the life of the drone.
Oh, absolutely.
On everything.
I mean, John, do you agree with that?
Yeah. You're talking about which kind of drone, though? I'm sorry, I was a little zoned out here.
The Bugs 3.
Oh yeah, Bugs 3. You were gonna kill. All right, look, the Bugs 3 was not designed. It wasn't designed for 3S, and if you put 4S on there, just good luck. I mean, but if you put 3S on there, I agree. You're just gonna shorten the life of the drone. You're gonna kill it. So I think people doing that are fools.
Like I said, all you really need to do is just get a 2-cell battery that runs 7.4 with a higher discharge rate.
Yeah.
There's no necessity to put a 3S in there. There's just not. You can just get a higher discharge rate, and it's probably going to be cheaper in the end to buy a 2-cell versus a 3S battery.
And you're probably at the most you're going
C rating
to a flight time.
What's that?
Okay, at a higher discharge rate, you're going to end up losing like a minute or two of flight time, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're going to discharge at a higher rate.
All right.
Yep. Yeah. I think what? I don't know. I read somewhere that someone had tested the Bugs ESCs and they were only rated for like 5 amps or something like that. And I was like, wow. I'm like, and people are putting 3-cell batteries on there. That's just not
Well,
good.
they're confused though because they think the fact that it has 3S is why it's doing what it's doing. That's not even the case. If you look at the battery they're using, it probably has like a 50C discharge rate. So
yeah, that's true too.
Like, oh my God, it's doing all this crazy things because it's a 3S. That's not the case.
Yeah.
It's doing that because it has a much higher discharge rate.
But you still get a much higher voltage, though, overall being sent to the motors. That no matter what, it still makes them spin faster. But you are right. Yeah, putting a 3S and plus the stock parts don't work anyway.
If you're going to do it properly, the proper way to do it isn't to crank a battery it wasn't designed for. It's to find a higher discharge rating battery.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, Steven posted the MPOW batteries. What is the guy that we are talking to that he's always wanting everybody to test these batteries for him? And they're all the MPOWs. What is his name? Is it Rich?
Good. Send him my way.
I think it's Rich Black, isn't it? He's the
it's Rich Black. He's got a lot of them. He's always posting on our group to try to get people to test his batteries.
And they're that Steven just posted on the Amazon link. They look like good batteries, and I've not heard anything bad about them. Donnie's used some of them too.
Oh yeah, that's it. That's the one. That's the one.
He's got. It's not just that, man. He's got lipos of every size to put on every kind of drone known to man. He just needs people to test them and do reviews and stuff for him.
Well, good. Get him connected with me. I got a bunch of crazy. And if he's got oddball batteries, we need some designed for the Ghost drone.
All right, I'm looking him up right now.
What? I'd be more than happy. Listen, Bill.
Yeah.
I'd be more than happy to send him one of these Ghost drone batteries that does not work.
Guys, now his link is dead. I'm not kidding you at all. I went and it says, sorry, this content isn't available right now. And he just messaged me yesterday about doing this. Remember, Ryan was talking about it. He said he couldn't tag him because he was doing it for Clay, remember? And so I tagged Clay, or no, I tagged Rich is who I tagged. Remember when I did that yesterday? Because Ryan couldn't get him to tag. And Clay had posted he was asking questions about a battery. But I don't see it at all anymore. I guess that's all gone. But I don't know what happened to. But Rich was in here, so I don't know what happened.
But yeah, anyway, those should be good batteries. Yeah, I think Donnie tested those and they were awesome.
Yeah, they looked really good.
No, those 2S or 3S.
Those are just 2S, 7.4 volt.
Right. What's the discharge rate on?
It's not even listed, I think, which is stupid.
Really?
It's crazy. No, the discharge, it was.
It says right here, 30C.
Yeah, right there.
30C? Where does it say it? I don't see it on there.
30,000 milliamp, and then right after 30,000 milliamp, 30C LiPo battery for MJX, but B3 Bugs 3.
Oh, there it is. It is listed. So yeah, that's pretty good.
So we need to find out. We need to find out what the original discharge rate is for the Bugs 3.
But what's twisted is that guy just disappeared today. He had been here for like months. Remember, John? Everybody to test his batteries. He literally just messaged me last night asking me if I wanted to test them. But I was trying to get stuff ready for today, and now he's gone. I wonder if he works for Obtain.
Wait, when you say gone, his account's been deleted?
No, his account. He was a friend of mine. I went to his.
Oh, okay. That happens. All right, that happens a lot. It happens a lot to Amazon vendors on Facebook. Facebook, for some reason, I don't know what's with their algorithm or whatever, but I know so many people I talk to do Amazon reviews, who their accounts just have disappeared overnight. Facebook blocks them because they've detected that they're spammy or whatever. I think that because these guys deal with sending so many links out to people in messages, Facebook is flagging these accounts and getting them taken off. He'll probably be back under a new account. But yeah, that's why actually I always ask for the person if I do. I really hate Amazon reviews. I really don't even do them that much.
Even
But
the original discharge rate is 25C.
gotta ask them for their email. Stay in touch.
So you said the original discharge rate was 25C?
25C.
That's what Steven's saying. 20 to 25C is the original discharge rate.
That's what I thought. So if you put a 30 in there, man, I can definitely tell you probably get a little more punch out.
Right, and not only that, it's 25C on 1800 milliampere hours. We're talking 30C on 3000 milliampere hours.
3,000.
Yeah, so we're talking way better.
Now,
That is if they're not lying about the C rating, give or take.
there's still potential for burnout. Okay. Mashing on the drone hard, nailing the throttle with a new battery with a higher C rating than it was designed for can still have the same principles behind it. Just be gentle.
Yeah. Right.
A couple high speed runs, then slow down again, kind of tool around a bit, and then
More or less,
just kicking.
it's going to push so much juice through the flight board, it's going to heat up, and if you push it too hard, too long, it's going to fry.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, that makes sense because you're going to put the more current you push through it, the hotter it's going to get.
Yep.
Well, it'll surge. It'll end up surging as well.
Oh yeah, you do not want that.
It does look sharp though, but I've seen people putting like 5,000 milliamps in them, and I'm like, why would you put something that huge and it's got to burn it up? I mean, is there a 5,000 milliamp 30C 7.4 volt battery?
Leave it to Steven. He'll find something here in about 5 minutes.
That's the master scrounger. I mean, yep. Complain. We're not complaining. We're just trying to say, it's kind of like a puzzle. We're giving you new goals to reach.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we know you always need a challenge because, you and the thing about it is, like I said last week, you can pretty much give him a shopping list and he'll come back with like 3 drones in an hour to tell you, oh, here's what I found. Is this going to suit what you need? Wow. I want to see Billy doing some more flight videos. I want to see him flying the bug. I can't believe he just goes out and he's like, all right, man.
Actually, he did really well. The beeping was funny, though. I was
awesome.
surprised.
He was telling
I was
us tonight.
surprised the LV2 lasted so long.
Well, he actually said that he was telling us tonight that he flies it over at his dad's. Holy cow. It's done.
Well, look, I'm on Instagram right now to look at what Crystal had posted, and literally after I had flown through, my next story came up, and look, it's Billy. Oh,
is that the new girl? Yeah, that's the new girl.
Yes.
That's the new girl.
Uh-huh. Oh.
But yeah, he's already done. He showed me the before and after pictures of the desk, and there's nothing there.
That's
Everything's
funny.
done. He's already finished.
So he's already done. Yeah, well, I guess it doesn't take long. It's just a pain in the ass.
That's kind of funny. I gotta be like, yo, dude, man, you post your girl on Instagram.
Yeah, that's true, actually, Daft Flight. Motors and ESCs will only draw so much power. They're not just going to keep taking it until the battery can't give anymore. Yeah,
Well,
that's true.
What happens is the board can't handle the battery. It'll just keep building up heat until it finally just destroys itself.
Well, that means that the board wasn't spec'd right to begin with.
Your caps will pop. The pip! And then down goes Birdie.
Yeah, that's because they were all talking to Billy about telling him, and I'm like, all right, man, he's only had the bird for a week. Let's put a battery in it that could potentially kill it, and he'll never try another manual, close to manual bird again. I'm like, no, let's not do that. Let's just let him fly with the stock.
Wow, that 5,000 milliampere hour battery. Jesus Christ. I was just looking at that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And they were putting them into the drone and flying it. And I'm like, wow.
You add so much weight that it negates all of that extra milliampere hours that it would never even work on the bugs.
I did happen to see a YouTube creator use a 5,000 milliamp battery. I'm not gonna say who it was. They kind of duct taped it and strapped it and velcroed it and glued it.
No, you're kidding me. Really?
Yeah. And I think it was an Pal battery too. I really do, and I think it was not too long ago. But they did their.
Pal doesn't surprise me, but
they did their special brand of modification in order to get it to attach to the drone. I don't need to really go into details because I'm sure you understand how, where, and who I'm discussing.
Yes,
Okay.
it needs not be said.
Yes.
He should not be
shall
named.
not be named.
Yes, that's where we are. That's the point where we're at.
Good enough. That gave it away there.
Or was it?
Okay, so what new drone are you guys looking into bringing back to life now, since the ghost drone is kind of in hiatus mode?
The Reanimator. What?
What?
He's lagging again. I hope to God we don't drop him again.
Yeah, he was asking, what drone are you going to bring back to life now? What's your next target?
I didn't really have one. I was just kind of gonna have some.
Drone.
Yeah, well, I haven't finished with the ghost drone. As you guys know, channel somewhat. I try to stick with one task until it's complete. So,
You've already gotten the second one?
yeah, no, it's already put together, man. Bro.
Ghost drone is alive.
Have you flown it again yet?
Not yet, because it's been like ridiculously windy here. It's been like 5 days of just.
We had 60-mile-an-hour winds for like 5 days here too.
Yep. I don't know what's going on, man. There's tsunamis and oh man, we had another 2 earthquakes and then we had a flash flood that killed 30 people and I don't know, man.
Wow, crazy.
I don't know what's going on, man.
Florida is terrible.
Okay.
So, I really not. We need to finish. We need to finish with this one first because honestly, there's no batteries and a bunch of people purchased it and are having a really hard time figuring out the battery thing because everything is either too big or it's just weird and doesn't fit. It might actually be.
Yeah, you don't have replacement batteries.
Right.
That's something I was wondering about. Okay, a proprietary battery. If you take it apart, is it pretty much just a standard battery and you can just put different connectors to it and pretty much stick it in anything?
Well, it really depends on how they pieced it together.
Mm-hmm.
But
It could have its own chip there. It could, potentially does other things. I mean, you really never know until you tear the proprietary apart and see what they've done inside.
Okay.
Sometimes you get lucky to replace the innards, but
with that particular battery, though, for the bugs too, Bill, I really don't think that MJX did anything. And the reason why I said that is because people have used the Bugs 3 batteries in the Bugs 2.
Right.
And they've had no problem. But, and if you were to decase that thing, you should just be able to get right to the XT30 lead. Because that's all that's on there. It's just a little XT30 plug. So it's just in a case. The case is the only thing proprietary about it.
Bill, when you think of 3S, what do you think of?
I don't understand the question. It confused me.
When I say a 3S battery, what normally comes to your mind when you think of a 3S battery? What would be involved with a 3S battery?
I don't know. I'm just thinking anywhere from, say, 3,000 to 5,000 milliamps. I don't know. I'm just a vague understanding of all that stuff. That's why I'm asking so many questions about it.
Okay. Well, John, when you think of a 3S, what do you think of?
If we're thinking about the construction of the battery?
just in general, give me some definition. When I say 3S battery, what normally comes to mind when you 3S battery? Not just normal, just a normal 3S.
I guess it's 3 cells stacked on top of each other, one after the other.
That look about right? If I can get it to show?
Yeah.
3 cells?
Yeah, it's 3 cells stacked on each other.
Right.
I've got one right here too. So there we go. Giant power.
Yeah, that's what everybody's saying. Okay.
You would consider this a 3S. Right, that's 3S. Why do we call it 3S?
3S. It's 3 cells stuck to each other.
3 cells.
Yeah.
What if I told you this is a 3S battery? Would you believe me?
Wow.
Mm,
It's more like a 5 or something.
it's yeah, it looks freaking huge, dude.
It looks like a 5 or a 6.
Right, okay. All right, you ready for this? So this is a 11-1.
Whoa.
That's an 11-1, 1800, 30C. Right. This is a 5400 milliamp 11.1 3S.
Wow, that's
For the
huge.
6 cells.
Lord.
It's huge.
Right.
Ridiculous.
Wow.
So this is the Ghost Drone battery.
Yeah.
So give me
I mean,
one
I
second.
guess they're just as big as the capacity they want to put in them.
I'm not done. You can keep presenting me. Hold on a second. I just want to give you guys a. Let me point this down. Let me know when you can see the front of the table here. You got it?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Is it whited out? Bit further here. Should be able to see the scale now. Yes.
Yeah, we can see the scale now.
All right. This is your average 3S battery, I would say. This is about as average as you can go with a 3S.
Yeah.
At roughly 157 grams, okay?
Mhm.
This is the Ghost Drone battery, 3S, at 5400 11.1. This comes in roughly at 27 grams. This is the weirdest battery, and this is proprietary. This is the strangest battery I have ever seen in the 3S range.
That really is strange, dude.
I can't even figure out what they did here, which tells me that this was part of the Indiegogo campaign. They never thought they would have to make more batteries. So now the problem is nobody produces this
Look at that
battery.
thing. That's so
It's like-
weird.
I have a 4S battery that doesn't even come close to this. It's just huge. It's like
massive, man.
Yeah, dude.
I don't
Actually, the closest battery that I have in terms of thickness is this fucking battery. Look at this.
exactly. That's almost the same thing.
Yeah, you know what this is? This is a 6S. This is a 12,000 milliampere hour battery.
Yeah, this is only 5400 3S. So what they did is they made two bricks of this, right? Is one cell.
Yeah.
Another 2 bricks, folded over, makes 3 cells apparently in their mind. I don't
get it.
I can't find even a battery close that resembles this. You know, like I don't know why they did it that way. I don't even know what the milliamp is. This is 5400 milliamp. That seems like a very large battery for 5400 milliamps.
Yeah, it's huge, man.
Huge, right? It's like
It's understandable why you're having so much trouble finding batteries. That's crazy.
yes.
So basically,
know,
you
man.
have to buy another drone to get an extra battery.
Right.
Wow. Jesus
Wow.
Christ.
Man.
So until we figure out the battery situation, I'm not saying people should buy it right now.
Yeah. That's
Probably remove those links temporarily because I'm getting a lot of people commenting back like, hey, I'm getting 5 minutes of flight. That's because these batteries are from 2014. And now are starting to break down.
wow.
They shouldn't be breaking down if they had been left in if they'd been properly stored.
Well, even proper storage, your batteries only last about 5 years before the cells start to just crap out.
Wait a minute. I see something here. Is Donnie still around? Because I think he might know how to get a hold of.
Yeah, I guess it's 2 3S batteries in parallel, Daft. That's what it looks like.
Where's Donnie? Donnie. Because
I mean,
have a direct link.
How else would you do it? How else would you do what they're doing there?
Well, and that's what I said. The plugin is identical to my 3S plugin on both of these. They're both balanced on 3S ports. So it is claiming
That's so
to
interesting.
3S 11.1 5400 milliamp, but it looks like it almost has 6 freaking cells compared
What
to.
they did was so interesting.
Right, it's just the weirdest thing I've ever seen, man. It's like stacking 2 of these on top of each other. It's so weird. I don't know. I've never seen a battery like it.
I've never really seen a battery put together like that either. That's really interesting.
But and I understand now why you were asking that question, because that thing is,
Yeah.
Matt, like I said, that's what first thing I was thinking is it's got to be at least a 5 or a 6. And I was like,
Yeah, I know, dude.
Yeah.
Insane.
yeah,
That's just wild. Here's another one that I have sitting around here. This is a what is this one now? Yeah, this is another 6-cell battery again. Yes, but that's like that flight said. It's honestly 3S batteries in parallel, probably.
Yeah, yes, Billy. That's the picture that he showed earlier.
Yeah, I saw that when I was thumbing through my Instagram.
So, I think the Ghost Drone has potential if we could ever figure out a battery for it.
Well, he ate a lot today, man. Just tired. My wife was worried about our wiener. He was playing around, not being his usual self. But he had tons of food today. He's had a bath, and he's been.
These batteries are like bombs. I really need to find a way to get rid of them.
Yeah, that's true.
They're both no good because the first one was destroyed.
The Ghost Drone and how old those batteries are. That's why I was curious if there was a way, like you said, you're going to have to open it up and see how it's put together. But what the gamble are you taking opening it up to look?
Well, I mean, I've opened them up before because I needed to repair my 4S batteries before. And honestly, when you open them up, I've also opened up batteries that, you know, they only have a balance connector and I want to add an actual real set of connectors to it. But, you know, when you open them up, honestly, I bet you what he's going to see is what Daft Flight suggested. It's basically 2 3S batteries running in parallel. But it's not going to help. It's not really going to help you that much because where are you going to buy a battery like that? I mean, I don't think that there are a lot of places to buy batteries set up like that. It just doesn't.
I've never even seen a battery come close to it. Like nothing. We found a couple 5400 or 5200 milliamp 3S 11 ones at 10C. And the other weird thing about that battery is it's only 10C. To have a battery that size with such a low discharge ratio.
Sparky likes
nice doggy
too much. He's a camera.
But yeah, that was interesting. Thanks for sharing that. I've never seen a battery like that.
All right, I got a hold of Donnie. I asked him about Rich. I told him that we got people that are wanting to test the batteries, but his profile seems to be gone. But I think Donnie has tested some stuff for him before, so he may have a back channel that we can use to get to.
Oh, cool. Okay.
I would love to give him some dimensions of the Ghost Drone battery and see if we can even come close to it. Because I have to think that technology is from 2014. I have no clue why Ghost Drone would have gone that route with that battery at all, in the slightest. So I'm wondering if maybe the battery technology we have now compared to what they were trying to do back then in a smaller battery might actually, running parallel 11.1s, might actually give the bird potential to fly for 25 minutes, run parallel. So,
well, the biggest thing, so you already know what the ESCs will take and everything, because apparently this guy works for just a battery manufacturer. So it should be not that big of a deal to give him specs and everything and for try to come up with something. But I'm still, Donnie's, you know, of course, Donnie's still in recovery mode. So he's kind of, you know, he's hitting me. I'm waiting on him to type. So as soon as he gives me something, I'll let
Wait, that flight is really knowledgeable. So he's posing a question here. He's saying 5200 milliamp hours at 10C is still pushing out 52 amps. So is the Ghost Drone likely to pull more than that? That's a good question. I mean,
I honestly couldn't tell you without hooking up voltage meters and seeing what's coming through it.
Speaking of Daft Flight, where are you from, Daft Flight?
Bill wants to come over to your house and
we invited him in here that one time, and I'd love to do it again. Bill, you should just post the link to see if he wants to come in here. He's very knowledgeable. He's on my channel all the time. I'd love to push minds together.
Wait, has he ever
come
in?
Well, no, I was thinking, just curious about, because there's
he's very knowledgeable about this stuff.
Yeah. But that's like, because I'm approaching, you know, wifey time. Taking her shower right now, and so when she comes out, you know how it goes. You're going to get one of those, are you ever coming to bed? And I'm like, I'll be with my friend. You're just going to sit there and talk drones all damn night. And then when I go into the bedroom, then I'm like, well, you were in there talking to your drone friends. I wasn't going to bother you, you know. And everybody here knows how that goes.
Oh, my God.
So you all, I'm more than happy that everybody was here tonight. I'm grateful you were here. I want to stay married to my wonderful wife who lets me buy expensive drones and fly and talk bullshit on drone therapy every week. And I'm very grateful for everybody being here.
Yeah,
So
I had a really good
try to wind it up. I'm going to check with Donnie and apparently Billy again before I call it a night. I was very happy for everybody to be here. Please, everybody, be back again next week. And with that, we're going to end this particular broadcast. I think Dan's still going to be up for a while. He may very well fire up a live stream on his channel and go to town. And I might try to pop in.
I'll go over to Dan's if he's going to fire one up, if he'll have me on there.
Fire it up, Dan.
Fire it up. Fire up the live stream. We're gonna live stream until the morning.
After party and the drone manipulation and rejuvenation therapy session. Thank you, gentlemen. Peace be the journey.